What even is that?
It's the channel 4. It's the Ron Burgundy's background, but I changed from channel 4 to channel 9. You know, Anchorman?
Yes.
Like, I'm totally ripping off the Anchorman idea, not the character itself, but like the whole idea of like making like a newscast, right? Where there's all these zany personalities.
Look at what. Hold on. Look at what it.
Are we live on Abstract now?
Yeah. You gotta
All
hit.
right.
You gotta hit start live stream.
But like how? What? I hit start it for mine, I thought.
How? What?
Wait, I see you there, but where's mine?
Look. Go to yours.
Oh, there's mine.
Go
I
to.
see it.
Yeah. But I like that
It's
it captures
working.
the very first thing. I know it's working.
And it
It's
says I started streaming
technological.
4 days ago because I'm a completely obnoxious, dedicated streamer.
So it didn't. Here's the nice thing that we should be telling people is like, um, you didn't have to. Let me stop presenting that. You didn't have to stop your stream. You just grab the stream key and
Yes.
put it into my StreamYard, just so everybody is watching, like, understands what's happening here, is we are
And millions of
streaming
people watching, listen
from
up.
for
I looked at
for
the
all 10
data.
of you.
Abstract has 78 million people viewing on the platform today. You can just look at the
Listen, for all
APKT package footage info.
for all 10
HTML
people.
thing told me that.
Yeah, I get it. We are streaming to my YouTube, my Twitter, Doug's Twitter, my Abstract, Doug's Abstract. It's like stream inception. Stream.
Yeah, but we're like a broadcast studio. I see you're live on Twitter right now. I see you're live. I don't think I am though. That's
Oh,
okay.
let's look here.
I'm guaranteed you are. Yeah, I see you. Cook with Doug and Brooke is
That's
great.
weird. It
It's there.
doesn't show. What did you get? What did you put in? Did you like log in or you just put your Twitter
I already had like
broadcast
Twitter stuff in there,
stream?
but Twitter might have changed their back end on it
Oh,
because it might have been a year ago. You know what I mean? It might be a different key now or something.
well, you just go to you just go to like
Do
go
I
to
got to go to
more and then
twitter.studio or something?
yeah, the studio, and then grab it from there, and I'm pretty sure you can edit while we're live. You can edit it to all 13 viewers.
Well, this is the thing, Brooke. What I have to do right now, actually, okay, what I'm going to do though is what I'm going to do because I am a marketing genius. There's one thing I'm good at is I can push buttons. I'm really good at pushing buttons. So
Me
there's
too,
me, there's
and
you.
pushing buttons loses me money.
So I know, yeah, therefore I lose money. But you are number 2,140 broadcaster on Abstract. I can tell because it's your URL, HTML here. So I'm gonna go to Twitter and I'm gonna make a post and be like,
What?
"Come cook." Yeah, I know. You didn't know I was a genius, did you? With Doug and
I
Brooke.
mean, I knew you were a genius as soon as I got a hold of that or got a look at that code.
Yeah. The code is really where most of it comes from. I just absorb the genius from it. So,
Oh my god. Okay, so, can you edit from
oops.
StreamYard? I know
I don't
I
right
can.
now. Yeah, you can. But what I'm doing is a genius move. On we are promoting our show and Abstract. Right now I made a Twitter post, and I'm gonna send this Twitter post. That's what I'm gonna do because I'm really smart. I'm gonna put it in the Wolvesdow chat and be like, "Come ask questions to a real
Oh.
Web3 smart T pants, Brooke." Okay. Let's support women in Web3 because I know that's your most important thing that you want to do of all things. And I put the little, and I'm gonna put the oops, I'm gonna put the little link here because what people have been doing is they've been shilling their ABS streams, but I'm not doing that. I'm shilling your ABS stream.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
I
we do. Like,
changed my filter.
Finn told us, he's like, "We should all, as streamers, go and tip each other." So now I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna go in your stream,
Oh,
and I'm gonna tip
okay.
you.
I'm gonna go in your
I'm
stream.
gonna tip you 69 Ethereum. Just kidding, penguins. It's so
Oh, and
funny
it
because on
has
the
my
tip
the
thing, when it
link
comes
out
up,
to my ex.
you type in the numbers, but it's first it's on Ethereum, and it's like, "You're trying to tip them $10,000." Then you switch it to Pengu, and it's like, "You're trying to tip them 10 cents." Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
For the same
What's your
numbers.
stream number?
We are live. Okay, we are live. And so I this is a thing. Remember that like the 90s and stuff, Brooke? Like you and I both remember the 90s, I think, right? We're not gonna
Yes, of
disclose our
course.
age or anything, but we were like small little childrens and we experienced them with television when television was a thing. And you had people that were like powerful personalities on television before the internet happened, and they just let people like, Tom Green and Joe Rogan on to do whatever they want. Before that, they were like, heathens, stay away from our television. Okay.
Right,
Only us charismatic, true talented people can be on this television, not just any
right.
person. And we're bringing it back, Brooke, to
That's
those
true.
days where only talented people
I'm here for it.
are allowed
Only
to be on.
talented
Like,
people.
no, you can't just show up and we'll go on the internet and just stream on some kind of penguin icicle broadcast. No, you have to go through a thorough investigation of skills, DNA. You have to be able to dance, sing,
Oh my god.
smile. You gotta smile really
Hey,
good.
look at this really quick. This is the, like, thumbnail that they got. They got me eating a fruit bar.
God,
Um,
that's great. I wish I was eating something too. We sh Actually, that would be really funny if we're eating food or and pretending to cook food while we're talking about Web3, right? Because it's like
oh,
like a not-a-real
exactly.
cooking show.
For sure. For sure. I don't know why it keeps messing with I like this way better than this way. There.
I'm posting this also in the
And
Gag Me
how do
chat,
we
and I'm gonna
get
say, "Come support Brooke, or I will
I
murder
can't
you."
find your stream on Abstract. That's what I'm trying
It's
to do
weird
is
because
go
they
give you
jump around
69.
sometimes.
They do jump around. And I don't know how does the same people keep getting, like, upper left corner, like, of recommended? Like, did they pay someone? Like, who do I have to pay around here to get up into the, upper left corner of recommended streams? Somebody's gotta be able to hook me up there.
Gag Me wait, I can't post it's not letting me post links anymore in the Gag Me chat. What the hell? I'm
I
supposed to
I
be an
had to
admin there.
I had to give you the link 3 different times because it said Twitter is overloaded or something, and I was like, "The what now?"
Cryptic Jones says that's a
So
banger name, Cook with Doug and Brooke. You know, sometimes just randomly, not because of
sometimes
talent,
you know what you're doing,
amazing things come up in my head. And I was just gonna be like, let's go live and just talk on the show. And then you're like, what should we name it? And I was like, oh wait,
and you
that's a
were
good
like,
idea.
"I'm a
Put a name
genius
on
at
it.
naming things."
And
Yeah,
all you know, the further away the name is from what it actually is, the better. Um,
that's so true.
we
Like,
probably
they're
won't
like,
cook it
"What are
all,
they cooking?"
but the thing is, like, people will probably want alpha and stuff. If we start calling alpha moves that are really smart, but I found out a secret move, Brooke.
True.
I found out a secret
What's that?
move, how to cook without worrying about getting shook. Okay.
Okay,
Cook, don't get shook.
let's hear it.
All right. That's the segment I just made up right now. Okay.
So, cook with Doug and Brooke, don't get shook. That's too
Cook.
much. It's too many
No, but I
things.
mean, this is just a segment. It's called Cook, Don't Get Shook, or just Don't Get Shook. Okay.
Okay, I like that.
It's not the name of
We
the
have
show.
segments now?
A segment, yeah, and this is the segment where I tell you my genius call, like where like in sports, they're like, "What is your like lead pipe lock?" Or what they have to have a name for it. We're like, "What is something you have like immense conviction that this is for sure going to happen?" Like, I
Right,
know
right.
that the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Bears this weekend, right? Like, and I'll tell you why. Like, it's an absolute guaranteed, right? You need to have like very confident speaking for people to want to listen to you, right? So then you have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever. Maybe that name's not great, but I have a thing that I want to tell people about. I don't know if I should tell it now or not, but it's like this is the thing that will make you money, okay, in Web3. It's
Okay.
called airdrops.
I
It
mean,
just
you're not
shows up
wrong.
into your wallet for pretty much almost free. I mean, you do have to kinda buy stuff, but it's kinda like
Right.
when you get a Kohl's coupon and it's buy one, get one free, you know? You buy the coin and they give you more coins. It's like I'm from the
Okay,
Midwest where it's like you want a coupon that says, "Hey, if I buy this present for like this teddy bear for somebody for Christmas, I can also buy this like gingerbread house for Susie." You know, like I get 2 for 1 at Kohl's or a sweater. You know, like I could buy like a
okay,
Packer sweater for my mom, and then I could also
yes,
get her like
I
some
do
golf tees.
understand, but how does
Airdrops just
somebody
show
get
up.
in on that? They just show up.
They just show up,
That is
and you
true.
just buy a
You
coin or you do a thing, and
farm.
they show up. The Rift, dude, the Rift coin. And all these other things, you know what I mean? Like these different airdrops. Right now we're in
Mhm.
abstract, and there's gonna be some kind of like experience points structure, which
Right,
hints that there'll be rewards. Maybe an airdrop, I don't know. But we're not supposed to like type and say like, oh, there's gonna be all this, right? It's all like speculative. But that's the thing. And people don't want to tell you what you're
thing
gonna
is,
get
in a
because then it's
protocol, you
technically
have to
it's
have a token. So, like, there's
well,
I
you
mean,
have to do
we've been
something
around
in
this
order to
block
get the
multiple
thing, right?
times.
But the thing is, like,
Right,
if you don't wanna be a security, you can't tell people what they're gonna get. There's no roadmap, there's no guarantees, there's no
exactly,
announcement. They just say, "Hey, buy
correct.
this thing, good stuff it's good for you, there's probably stuff that's gonna happen maybe," and then they just then
Yep,
presents show up for you.
right. You just do the thing, work for free for a while, and then you will probably
Or
reap
just
some
push a button
benefits.
on a computer and buy some, right? Or whatever. But
Cold
the thing
craft.
is that, like, when you s the thing is people get motivated when they see success or they see other people making money or gains, right? They listen to people when they proclaim
Right,
like, "Oh, I just made 200 grand off these trades. I know it's up. Now follow me and hit follow on my Twitter," right? That's what Web3's kinda been like for the past couple of years, right? That's kind or they go like,
right,
"Oh, I'm a big powerful person in this NFT project, so listen to me because I have influence." So that's so you have to learn from that.
right,
Okay, so now if I tell people, hey, I just made a bunch of money from this airdrop. And also, people that I told to go get the airdrop are now like angry. They're emotionally angry and upset or
right.
excited if they did it. And if they didn't do it, they're mad. And then they're like, oh, next time I'm going to listen to you. And I'm like, that's a powerful
Right.
force of nature
It's true.
to
It's
just get free
true.
stuff.
Like, I was telling people, when on TikTok, like, about grass. Remember when there was grass farming? Um, and I had, like, every computer in the house farming grass. And then
Oh
when the
my God,
airdrop
that's
happened,
back
I
in
was
the
like,
day.
"See?" You what?
That's like a while ago. You're jogging my memory now. I'm
It
like
really
burning
wasn't that
calories.
long ago, but we're in crypto time. So,
Yeah. Well, like last week feels
can
like
I
a
just
century ago, right?
It's true. It's true. Like, what happened, I feel like I've been all up in Abstract's business for, like, a year, but really it's just been a few weeks that I've been, like, talking about it and helping out and all those things, but
I'm glad
what
that
else is
you're in the
happening?
mix somewhere because you're a well-versed, learned person. Um,
Oh,
and see that my specialty and background is in like filmmaking, and you actually know things that can be helpful. Like my stuff, not helpful, but
but it's entertaining.
but I can try to make people laugh so they pay attention a little bit. You know, what do you like you bring down their like defense mechanisms. Like
Yes.
the
Yes.
Trojans. You ever seen that movie Troy? They put the people inside of like a horse and then they put them into the thing
Yes.
and they're like, "Wow, what a great present." They love us. They are scared of us.
Right.
They're terrified by our power. So they gave us a horse so that
Yes.
we'll leave them alone. And then they get out of the horse and they cut everyone's throat and they win. And I'm like, that's literally what
That's it.
entertainment is. It's
It's
Brad Pitt
true.
with his muscles running around and then
Right.
surprise,
That was
Trojan
my
horse.
success on TikTok. Everyone's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "I made people laugh, and then I hooked them in." So then they'd come
Yeah,
back
then you
and be
gave
like,
them
"Is
information and
this
say
lady
like, "Hey,
gonna
by
make
the
us laugh
way,"
again?"
it's like your next door neighbor
Right.
that's a good buddy that's like, "Hey, let me give you a glass of wine or a bottle of wine. Hey, we're buddies now. Hey, by the way, you want a stock tip and then make some money?" "Oh, what? That too?"
Exactly. Exactly. We can be your friendly neighbor with wine and then also hit you with the smarts. That is definitely how I've succeeded in media over the years. I was
Well,
thinking to myself,
also,
like, I've been doing live streaming since Facebook.
you're not afraid to poke at yourself and things around you, like your famous video
Right.
about making fun of women's panels is so funny because what it does is it makes you look like you have perspective. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
not trying to be
Yeah.
mean, you're trying to let
No.
people understand that, like, "Hey, that we can kinda do this better," and you're not
Yeah.
I mean, when you go that hard to make fun of it, and women, because you are one like yourself, it makes you so relatable, because then they don't people don't feel like they're being attacked. They feel like
Yeah.
they're on your ship, on your, like, bandwagon,
Yeah.
going like, "Yeah, we should make this better." Like, I'm
Yeah,
here
and
with you.
it's there's a fine line though, Doug, like, there's a very fine line between being funny and, like, self-deprecating, and, oh, like, if you step over that line just a little bit, people get pissed.
I step
This
over it a
lighting
lot.
is so bad. My
Like,
my
every I
green
step over it like every
screen.
hour on the hour, I feel like, but it's
I
different
think
as
with
a
making
guy.
fun of this stuff with yeah, like,
As a
with
guy, that's part of
women,
kinda guy culture, is we're supposed to kinda just
right,
poke and make fun at things, right?
right. We don't do that in the women culture. We don't do that.
That's part of the reason your
So,
video
like
is so great, is that you not only did those things I said, but you
yeah,
did it in a culture that might not be privy to it, and that made it way funnier, because a
yeah,
story is only interesting is if you push, cultural norms just a little bit. If you have to, like,
right,
push on something that is an established norm or a thing,
right,
and if you can do it in a nuanced way that's funny and good, then people think you're amazing and they love you. Because if you don't do
right.
something that pushes on something a little bit and questions it in a good way, in a good way, not just to do it just to do it, then
Right.
there's nothing interesting happening. You're just repeating the news. You're just
Yeah,
copy pasting
exactly.
everybody thing around you, right?
You have to have something that, like yeah, like, pushes the envelope just a little bit, and I've tried to recreate that a couple times, like, I did the, like, "What the fuck is a KOL?" And that went over pretty well, like, that was funny, but it didn't really touch on because, like, the thing with making fun of women in Web3 panels, it was like, that was touching on everybody, and it was, like, a little
And
bit,
you are
uh,
one. You are a perfect person to be on a Web3 panel, so
right.
that made it amazing.
And I had just left NFT New York, which was whatever year that was. It was 2022. So it was like the first time people were really doing that. I had literally been on 3 women in Web3 panels. And so every time and my friend Blue Moon, she hasn't been around the timeline in a while, but she was really big back then. And her and I would just laugh hysterically when somebody would say women in Web3 at NFT New York. It was just hysterical. So when I got home, I was like, I've got to do a video about this. This is so funny. And it took forever. I almost didn't put it out because it was like a minute and a half. And I sent it to my friend and she's like, it's not funny. The jump cuts are what make it funny with the facial expressions. And people don't realize like how hard that is to do. Like I'm not a professional video editor, but I do know what makes it funny. And you have to chop it like the exact way that it makes it funny. So yeah, so I'm glad that people like that. I wish I could recreate it with other topics. So I'm always open for topics. But a lot of people will send a topic and it's like, well, it's not something I can make funny. I don't remember the last one. Man, the amount of gaming streams on Abstract is wild. I think I should do gaming where I just play games and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what did I just do? And just like
Brooke,
be ridiculous.
you're not being, because you're probably not like a real hardcore gamer, right? Like, you obviously, everybody plays
No.
some games on some levels, like a board game or
Right.
cards or video games, whatever.
I played
But,
Portal
like, I
2.
get it. Like, my whole appeal is that I can kind of appeal to people, because I was never like a pro gamer. Like, I was pretty good at some games and like even ranked at a couple for
Right.
a while, but that's not a big deal, right? It's not like everyone's like, "Oh, I need
Right.
Doug on my freaking, like Fortnite team because he's the best." That's not what people come tune in for. It's because I can kind of
Right.
understand that, but I can go and understand people that are new, and like that's the 99% of people. Like 99% of people are not a pro gamer, right? They're just gonna like do
Right.
things for fun.
Right. Um I think that it's just like whatever's entertaining to people. And a lot of times it's like they associate or like with the authenticity. So they're like, if you're being authentically silly, like saying like, "I don't know what I'm doing here," like, and just the commentary is just funny,
All of humor is
then,
self-depreciating.
you
Look at
know?
Ron Burgundy. The whole thing is funny, and he's super
Right.
chauvinistic, but everyone loves him. Why? Because he's kinda making fun of himself, right? Like,
Right. Right.
while it's still
It's
funny and fun,
hysterical.
like, of course, everyone likes whiskey and leather-bound books and things like that and whatever, and mustaches, but the thing is that, like, you have to live in it. There's a reason that those things happen, and there's a reason people enjoy them, but that doesn't but also they poked at the reason that they're not perfect. And then him and Christina Applegate's character who are like arch enemies end up like getting together and stuff. It's like that's real life. Like not like you have to be able to have a good attitude about stuff.
Yeah. It's true. I love that movie. They're just so funny. So you're saying
Will
that this,
Ferrell
like,
is like my
lo
spirit
lo-fi
animal,
hip
like,
hop
Sorry,
who
go
is?
ahead. We both
Oh,
said
I was
something
just
really
I'm
important at the same
scrolling
time, and we
through.
did it again.
People can hear us. I'm looking through, like, the streams because I still don't see yours pop up, and that's just weird, but I
What is
see
your
a lot of
favorite
these,
sandwich?
yeah,
Oh,
like,
people are watching us. Doug said you were smart, Maddox. Oh, Maddox is here. Look. And there's also a person
"Oh,
without a
where?"
name. Someone says Doug always brings the hype. On your in the comments for Abstract. I'm looking at your Abstract
In
stream.
on Abstract, not on Twitter.
No,
Got
no,
you.
I don't look at Twitter because we've already dominated Twitter enough. We're now looking at Abstract. And
So
there's
true.
hey, anybody that's on
So
Abstract and
true.
you don't have a username yet, you can just go in your profile and click edit profile, and you can make any username you want unless it's taken already. So you can be like, I want to be Nike, whatever. Um,
Oh, now I see okay, I see the comments. I can't chat in here. That's weird. Why can't I chat in my own thing?
are you talking
That's
about
fine.
Twitter?
No, on Abstract.
Oh,
Usually
I
I
can
can
chat in
actually,
mine. I
like,
don't know.
that's
Are you not
weird.
logged into it? I don't know, man.
I am.
All I know is I'm gonna
This
tip
is
you more
weird.
now. I'm gonna tip you. There you go. 69 ping you
Oh,
again.
here we go. That's weird. I had to, like, scroll up, scroll back down.
There's a little bit of I mean, it's nothing's
Maddox says,
it's not
"If
perfect,
you are
but it's
so
pretty good
smart,
though.
thank you for the Pengu. Thank you, Ash Parker, for the 333 Pengu." Um Maddox asks, if you're so smart, what's the key to happiness? The key to happiness is understanding that like health is wealth. So and that money doesn't really mean anything. It's just fugazi. It's just a thing that helps you live your happy life. So having more money or having more, having better health, that's the key to happiness is like making sure that you can experience everything that we're here to experience with a clear mind and an open heart. I believe that that's the key to happiness, and understanding you're not always going to feel great about the world or what's happening in your life, but knowing that you can get through it and choosing the problems that you want to deal with. There's a great book, the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even though it's such a wild name or whatever, but I love that idea. Is like you just
I
choose
have
the
that
things you
book, but
wanna
it's
give a
written
fuck
by a
about.
fur coat guy, Rick Rubin. It's the same idea, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rick Rubin's the creative act. This book is very similar, and I think everyone should read it.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Yes, he wears fur coats, though,
And
Brooke.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and,
right.
like, he
Trek is
drives, like,
asking
Rolls
why you're
Royces.
not eating any cake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But also Maddox wants to know what your favorite sandwich is.
Um, so I'm not a big, like, carbs person. I really avoid gluten, but I love a
Mhm.
good cheeseburger. So is that a sandwich?
I
Oh,
ate one
let's
last night
see.
on my stream, yeah. I mean, it is.
I will do a lettuce wrap, right? So I do a lettuce wrap with, like, literally anything. I like ham and cheese or, burger inside of a lettuce wrap, but I do love a good sandwich wrapped in a healthy piece of lettuce. It's kinda nice. You can go literally anywhere and just choose, "I'll have that wrapped in lettuce, please." Wrapped in a salad with a salad
Salad
inside.
burgers.
I always love when there's lettuce inside the wrapped lettuce. Thank you for the 3 Pengu. Isn't that like 0.002 of a dollar?
Yeah, 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 it's like 2 cents. That's why it's funny when you hit the tip button, if you just start putting in numbers, like if I put in 69 ETH, that's $228,000, okay?
Yes, please.
$228,000. If I click, and
Yes,
then if I
please.
switch, if I click on ping you, now I'm tipping you $1. Okay, I just tipped you
Oh,
$1.
okay.
Now, if I didn't push that button and I had tipped the other button, I would have given you $223,000.
Do
So
you
that
have
is not
$223,000?
not in this account. No, or any
I'm
account.
pretty
I do
sure
not.
it's error out.
If I did
Pretty
have
sure.
that in one account, I might just put it in this account just so people could see it, because people can see your wallets on this platform, right? Because your wallet's
Yeah,
just
I
there.
know.
And I was like, what if I just put, like, it said, told some like billionaire, just put $1 billion into this account just so people can see it.
Yeah.
That might be a target on me. People might show up and be like, I want to steal your monies, but like,
Well, look at this though, when I share so I was showing this to people yesterday because I was going through the very first day and I have all of these scam tokens. I do not have $1,800 in there. I have about $800. Um,
what?
these are all scam tokens.
I don't
They don't
have
have
any of
any
those.
value.
Are you a scammer? I don't have any tokens like that. How
No,
did you
they
get them?
because I was live, my address was live. So if you and I've already talked to them about this and they're like, "Yeah, it's scam." So they're not tradable. So let's go to ETH, right? And then I swap.
I feel like
So
lonely now. I have 0 scam tokens.
I have like $1,000 worth. So if I hit max,
What?
it does this thing. So it would I feel like it would just drain the ETH. So yeah, it's one Somo. Yeah. So it should tell you like it's $403 worth. I should be able to trade this for $403 worth of ETH. But this is what happens. So I have no idea what would happen. Yesterday I tried doing it with a different one and it just reverted before it even gave you this option. So I mean they're still working on it, but anytime I go in here and like show people how to do stuff, they see, this wallet of mine and I'm like, that's isn't what's actually in there. Like all of this stuff was just sent to me. This one is for the bearish thing, because it's a 404, but that's something that they need to talk about. Yeah. So
Look,
cooking
I'm
with
gonna tell
Doug
you
and Brooke.
something, Brooke, that you need to know. All the other
Okay.
shows other than this one on this platform are terrible. People have told me this, at least 3. All right? They're like, all the
At
other
least 3
shows,
people?
boring. Doug show,
Meh.
good. And now your show, and now you're this is the thing. Brooke's even funnier than me. You've had your comedy video has more views than any of my comedy video. Well, actually, I have one maybe that might have more, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're on
All right.
TikTok. You're the TikTok queen of Web3. Okay, that we all know this. Nobody else has made.
I don't know
That's the
about
thing is
that.
that video you made about what women in Web3 panels was actually funny, which is crazy that a Web3 person
It's
made something that was funny. Like, just think about that.
I've made other things that are
Yeah,
funny.
you
Here,
have.
should we
And
play
that's
it?
why
Should we play
you're
it
like
on
my role model. I was like, wow, someone in Web3 making something actually funny. I'm not sure about this. Like, I had to watch it 4 times and make sure. We should watch it.
here,
Like, yeah, let's
let's
watch it.
Into Web3. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
What's the
redo that.
panel
wait,
about? Yeah, the panel is
can you
comprised
hear it?
of what's the
Yeah.
panel about? Yeah, the
Okay.
panel is comprised of a really dynamic group of women in Web3.
Women in
We're
Web3.
really just trying to onboard more
Onboard
women
more women
into Web3.
into
Yeah.
Web3.
Your
Well,
face.
what's the topic? Blockchain
Blockchain.
development. What? Community building.
Facial gesture. I'm dead.
Moderators are women. Panelists
Panelists
are
of
women.
women.
I believe a lot of the audience will be women.
It's just-
Really just trying to onboard more women into Web3. It's a panel of women
Of women
speaking about
speaking
women
about women.
of
Your
Web3.
face.
Got it. Do you know that WAGMI actually
WAGMI stands
women
for
are going to make it?
Which yeah, but GAGME is girls are going to make it, which we are a part of that though. We are very much
I
into.
love that.
Yes,
Women in
Women
and
in
I don't know where
Web3.
they are
You
right
got
now.
the panel? You got it. You got it.
Okay, you got to be. So you want to be on the panel? You want to be on the panel? You're on the panel now. You're on the panel.
You're on the
No,
panel. You're
but
on
the
the
thing
panel.
about that made it funny was, oh look, I got to zoom in my camera. The thing about it that made it funny was your facial expressions. No, you can go wide if you want, but your facial expressions in that I am dead. Like when you have the big eyes and you're like, wait, what? I swear That is tier 5 star TikTok content. When I saw that, I died. I was just like,
Listen,
both
that is
characters
a
you play, the
natural
facial
face.
expressions are literally 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 fucking acting comedy. I was just like, I want to make videos that are that funny. That's what I thought in my head. I'm like, that is, and then
You know
everybody
that
wanted you
my
on all their
dream,
panels and all their things, which is also funny because when you make fun of people
right?
and you make, that's the thing is like, if I want to be friends with somebody, I will just make fun of them hard. And then they're going to be like, oh, what, you're popular and you made something about me. I'm going to put you on the panel now. You know, it's like
Right,
you
right,
flood them hard, you make fun of them, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're talented. I want to be your friend.
right. Did you ever see the KOL one?
I did, but I barely remember. Let's play that one.
Yeah, let me find it.
This is
Hold on.
just a platform for us to watch your videos, please. Thank you, because I enjoy
Right,
it.
we could just watch my TikTok
Can we
videos.
just watch the KOL one, please? Because I am a KOL.
Yeah, I'm finding
You're a
it. Hold
women
on, I gotta
panelist.
find
I'm a
it.
KOL. I mean, we both are KOLs, but like, you know, we're just choosing a
I
group
don't
to
ever
be
wanna
in.
be. Okay, hold
You
on.
never.
You know, crypto fancy lord. Who?
Hold on.
What the fuck
Okay.
even is a KOL? Key opinion leader. You know, crypto fancy lord. Who? He's got a massive following, like 48 million. Never even heard of these people. What's the opinion about the best place to buy followers? He, you know,
Yeah.
talks about crypto and stuff. Okay, but what do they do? All right. Hey, if you win an award saying you're the top KOL, that's something. Pretty sure he posted a meme about Bitcoin. Groundbreaking. I mean, he's got the best paid engagement in the game. People give awards for that. I mean, you keep it up, you might be one next year. See you on stage. So they don't actually know anything about the opinions that they're leading on. Shocking. Here, and I thought the actual point was educating people, as long as the numbers look good. I'm just going to stick to being a content creator and knowledge broker. I have opinions, but they're kind of like assholes because everybody's got them. I should really start buying followers. Oh, what? Top notch.
The thing is
I
that
know it's not as funny, but
the best humor is true. You know what I mean? This is what I love. My humor,
right.
I always try to get right to the ground point of what actually is true. And especially if it's me, please make fun of me
Yeah.
all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'll be the first person to be like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I had a dream about cake. I'm going to make a video about cake today. That's like my job, right? Now, I do
Right.
try to make it relevant somehow within like my interests and how I view things, which is kind of how people view things. So it's like entertainment, education kind of put together. But like I tell people my job is to get exposure to your brand and try to get people like a commercial would to be like, hey, this is McDonald's, we have hamburgers, right? Now, I don't sit there and
Right.
go like, I'm going to give you the analysis of every single element in the hamburger. I could, but my job is just to be like, hey, this is the thing with hamburgers. Go try the hamburger and tell me if you like it. And then I will give feedback to the team and be like, hey, all these people tried it because even my opinion's only just one person, right? And then I'll be like,
Right.
okay, this, whatever. But I try to be extremely honest about it, but I'll try to be funny. And I mean, there's other things KOLs do too, and like the behind the scenes business working of trying to connect projects
Right.
together. But the thing is that it's true. Most people, they're just like, oh, this company looks like a big deal. Oh, this person has a lot of followers. Oh, all the vanity of it is all people really
Right.
care about most of the time. They're like, oh, that works.
It's
My
true.
boss will love this. Oh, this looks really good on fucking my
Right.
Excel spreadsheet. But do they
I've
actually
turned down Yeah, I've turned down like different brand things. Maybe I shouldn't have because I'm like, I don't think that I have the audience. Just because you see 300,000 followers on TikTok does not mean it's going to get to the people that you want to get to. So I've turned down things and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'm leaving money on the table because I should just be like, yeah, you're going to get this much. But then they ask for KPIs and I'm like, my audience is not going to get you what you're looking for. Man, my
the thing is, at the end of the
green
day, they were
screen
like,
is a
well, how many people can you get through the
problem.
door and to buy a product and do whatever? But there's a thing,
Right.
it's very hard to also do that. So like I know from a fact that a
Right.
lot of KOLs have huge followings and they'll bring in a ton of eyes to your project and these projects will show me how much money these people will spend because they can track through like
Right.
certain things. And these people will spend almost like no money, but like a lot, like a huge amount of people will show up. And it's like, well, this is a thing also though. there's one element of like, what are you meeting the right demographic of people or whatever? But also, if your product isn't that good, that doesn't mean that they have to fucking spend money, right? So,
Right.
you know what I mean? There's a part of the plot that you have to fulfill. So like when someone's
Right.
like, here's a referral code, send people to this and have them buy stuff. It's not the worst thing in the world, but half the time they don't even use the referral code when they go. They just forget to put it in.
Right.
Literally, there are studies
Right.
that show it. They only use it like 30% of the time. So it's like 60 to 70% of the people are just not even using it, or whatever, or saying like, we're not getting that. And then also, if your product isn't great and they don't spend money, and I never want to push people to spend money or their time and attention on something that they don't actually like, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
and then you might have a great product, but the people that show up might not like it, or you might not be good at helping them understand or whatever. I do very much try to help educate and help people understand this is the product, this is what it does. Please DM me if I can help you understand this, because crypto can be confusing. I'm here to be your support system. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find somebody to do that. So I'm literally like the town crier, where I'm like, I'm here. You know who I am. You can come to me and I'll try to help direct you if I can't help you myself. And that is one thing that makes KOLs very extremely powerful in a certain way. We're like magicians that way, right? But the thing is that that doesn't mean that every KOL or person is going to do that. It's like being a politician. There are politicians that have done things that help people, but the vast majority of them, you probably will think that maybe they're not most on the up and up because they are so the power. But their job's similar. They have to do all this stuff and do things that people might not want to get done, and it's not easy, but someone's got to do it. And you try to actually be a person with integrity, and along the way we want to educate people and entertain them, and whatever they're here.
Do you want to see a funny TikTok video that this is sort of where the start became, or here's the facial expressions, and this one is one of the react videos from a while ago. Hold on, let's see.
Hold on. Yes, let's do that. I'm going to get back into your stream here. Here we are.
How do I wait?
Zygar just tipped you 100 pengu.
Can you see?
And my grandpa, and they fell in love, and they had
Hold on.
5. It all started with my grandma and my grandpa, and they fell in love, and they had 5
you can't see my
kids.
face.
Okay, it's 5
When those
kids. That's a lot.
Hold
with
on.
my dad.
Oh,
And my
No,
dad met
no.
my mom, and they fell in love.
Naturally.
And my older brother and
Okay, I'm starting it over.
What do we have here?
And my grandpa,
You have to
and
really
they
look
fell
at
in
my
love, and
facial
they
expressions.
had 5 kids.
Okay.
5
When
kids.
those
That's
kids
a lot.
with my dad.
Oh,
And my dad met my mom, and they fell in love.
Naturally.
And they had my older brother and me.
okay.
But then my mom died. And
Oh,
then my dad was really lonely. He met
Yeah.
this lady called Lady.
called lady.
Well, it turned out Lady already had a kid. And so that's my stepsister.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, my dad and Lady are together, and now I have a stepsister.
Okay.
Anyways, my dad introduced them to the whole family.
Right.
And then
The whole
my
family.
grandpa fell in love with my stepsister and was cheating on grandma. So anyways, grandma left. So then grandpa and my stepsister are now married. So that means my stepsister
wait
is
for it.
also my grandma, and my dad's daughter is also his mom. Which also means if that's his mom, this is his grandma, and he's married to his grandma,
What?
meaning he is his own grandfather. He also
No.
my grandma.
But the key to that whole video is you in the beginning selling hard
Yeah.
that it's just a warm, wholesome thing, right? And
Yeah,
you got
that's
it's
the
like
whole
it's like
point.
professional wrestling. You got to sell it like, oh, that's wholesome.
Right.
Oh, that just naturally
Oh.
happened. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're like, what?
Doug, my dream in life has always been to be an actor. Like I
Okay.
die to be
Well, you
in
understand
LA
that
acting, even in commercials. I don't care.
it
That's my-
all comes from the basic things of just your natural reaction, whatever little things of your face. Like those are the most powerful things in the world. Most people think what they say or the big overarching picture is what's important. No. It's the little tiny things that you kind
Right.
of just sort of notice. And
It's like the things that people don't realize from humor is truly the facial expressions, the reactions. Because, like, for example, to break that video down, that wasn't the first time I watched the video. Like,
right.
reaction was planned. Like I'd watch the video and like literally in my head had the reactions like, what? And then went, okay, I need to do a laugh react to it. Cause there was a long time there that I was just doing laugh reacts. Like I'll show you this one. It's actually hilarious. But there was like 14 million video views on the hashtag Brooks laugh. So here, you guys, this one's fucking hilarious. And you'll see, and then people would be like, I can't hear the video.
Okay. Like every other girl looks amazingly cute with this filter. What do I look like? I look like a damn sex doll you get off Wish. Ready? Ready? Everyone else
Yeah.
Disney princess, and I look like a damn sex doll from fucking Wish. When they say
All right, it just gets funnier. But like, that's what would get me attention is the laugh, because I have this like infectious laugh and it makes other people laugh. So the fact is, if you can react to something like the first time, you can react to it again in like a planned way. So I just exaggerated it. People used to ask all the time, like, what's the secret of, of TikTok? And I'm like, well, any video, you have to exaggerate. The thing is, it comes easy to me because this is like my natural state. So I'm just always
You're like, you're kind of reacting like, huh?
Yeah.
And the thing too is that if you recreate it, like the first time you ever watch something is always going to be the best because your reaction and your nervous system is going to be like, shocked, jolted, right? So then when you have to recreate it, what's going to happen is people often like underperform because in their head, they've already it's kind of like they've already gone through it before. So they like lower everything without even knowing it. You have to pump it back up this way, right? You have like, you can tell in your videos, you probably pumped up even more than your actual natural reaction because you got to like get it there.
Yes.
Because if you've done things 10 times in a row,
exaggerate it.
If you keep doing something in your brain, your nervous system relaxes to it, and it just is like, oh, this is normal. When you act and you have to do things multiple times, you have to like pump it up and like. People always like, Doug, is the Doug Hype character you, or is it like a thing? Is it a character you play? And I'm like, well, you have to understand, a lot of acting is just being you, but you're just kind of emphasizing a little bit, right?
Elevate it just a little bit, like, exaggerate
I'm
it
not
just a
like
little bit.
Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't know how to like be a last Mohican. I don't know how to do that. Okay, but I do know how to just be a dude. I know how to be a guy being a dude.
Oh, Saigar, he's probably not watching anymore, but he wanted to come in and show me some love. I did
thank him earlier. See, I'm good at like I did some mod work in there. I was like, hey, thanks,
multitasking.
Saigar.
I'm terrible at it.
People don't respond a lot like on these chats as much. Like it's not like Twitch where people show up and they start interacting with you and go like, oh, whatever. And it's a whole like fever of like fun. Here it's very like kind of chill with the comments. I think a lot of people are not English speakers first. A lot of people from around the world tune in. They're just in crypto and they're just channeling in, and they're just chill. And then there's people that are in Web3 and they're also kind of chill because they're just here to like, they're like, oh, they're just looking like, oh, is this somewhere I can learn some alpha to buy a coin? They're not here to be like, oh, let's play a game and fuck around.
Right.
Some of them are, but it's not like the main thing. Although there are a couple cool games on this platform.
There is. And so I wanted to tell people too, is that people were asking like, what's the, how are you getting streaming XP? And from what I'm being told by Finn is that there's actually like, there's moderators watching.
I just gave you some. I just gave you some by tipping you that you get some XP, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, but I think you're also getting XP just by streaming, right?
Yes, just by streaming. I believe so. I think.
And watching streams, you do. But
okay, wait, though. Hold on.
Yeah.
Finn told me if you're watching streams, you only get XP if you're tipping them.
Oh, okay. Then
because think about this. It's really the only way they can track it. Unless they had some super complicated system. Think about it. So when you're streaming, they can tell when you're streaming, right? Because they can probably track that. But like really, they can track also the blockchain transactions of being tipped.
Right.
So that has a lot to do with the XP, I'm guessing. Everything in the XP land has something to do with the blockchain. Even the multiplayer game, all that stuff, it's all blockchain stuff. It can be tracked on the blockchain.
Right. Wait, so you have a multiplier badge. How do I get into multiplier?
You got to, like, I think apply to get in or something. I tried to get into the game one day and it didn't let me in because I didn't have a code. And the next day, all of a sudden, I could get in or something. So maybe you might be
Oh,
able to
weird.
just get in. Have you tried to play it?
I haven't. No.
It's just a straight gambling game. You're like an airship just flies.
I have
Like
a badge.
it's like Space Invaders, Space Invaders.
Invaders, yeah.
But like your
No, I
rocket ship
saw it
just
when I
flies
had-
until it hits something.
How do I find your stream? That's what I'm trying to do. Is like I can't
I'm looking at
find
the
your
streams right
stream.
now, and where is mine? Oh, mine's right there. I can see it. It says live cook with Doug and Brooke. And you
I
can
know.
see
I've been scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
okay, so I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels down.
Okay, well, I'm scrolling.
Go to the 10th. Go to the 10th one. You're on the 12th one. If you find yours, if you see yours, I am 3, 4 levels above you.
This is what I'm seeing.
Okay, there's 2 on instead of 3 on there. Okay.
Right? Marianne's always in the top left. Again, not sure.
If you make it wider, it'll be 3 wide instead of 2.
Oh, okay. What do you mean?
Your browser itself. If you make the browser wider, it'll be 3 wide instead of 2 on your browser.
Oh, well, hold on.
I don't know. You're on are you on a laptop? There you go.
Yeah, no. I had it.
It might be because when you squished it down to 2, it's like harder to find them. I don't know.
That could be. That could very well be.
But now I moved up. Now I moved up. Now I'm in like number 8 line or something. But you can see on my.
This is me scrolling.
Okay, you keep going.
I don't see even myself.
I'm looking.
Oh, it says live cook with Doug and Brooke.
There it is.
So there's you, and then mine.
You're a little bit below that. There you are.
Eating my fruit bar. So how did you get yours to be just a screensaver? Wait, now I can't find yours. Oh, like how did you get yours to be like that?
It's weird because that's not what mine is. My thumbnail video thing is different. It just takes random clips from your stream and uses it.
That's true, because this was not the very first thing we were doing. Was not.
No, but it is the best that you're eating like your food, your banana or something. That's really good. And I really actually should record this like a screen grab or something. That's pretty funny. Let's see. I'm going to use my screen recording software and I'm just going to record a little clip of that because that is just a cherished memory that mustn't be in videos. It's really fun to be able to do all this technology. That's the fun of mixed media art, which is kind of what content creation is
right.
We can do all these things like in the 90s show that I just launched. It's like tons of found footage from like Nintendo in the 90s. Like they're
right.
Internal videos. They're like instructional videos or little whatever they have are like really amazing and hilarious. And even not on purpose hilarious, but they're fucking awesome. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to do something with this. And then I was like, okay, we'll just turn it into Avalanche instead of Nintendo. And it was really fun to just do that. Oh,
I love
it just
that.
shifted it around. But you know what I mean? That's just kind of like how we do stuff.
My friend Flick. So in Twitter, so hi Flick, love you. And it says it showed up in his notifications. Also, good luck on getting lots of abstract XP. I'm not sure what you mean by that, sir. Also, Flick is going to be on my live stream and we are going to teach people how to code. Well, he's going to teach me some shit that I don't know.
A lot of people talk about everyone should learn coding. Alex Finn said everyone should learn to code or some version of it so that they can use AI and make stuff.
That is correct. Everyone should learn to code. So I'm going to do this. Well,
is there going to be at snacks at least? Will you have some pastries there?
Definitely. I definitely will have gluten-free pastries.
I need drama. I need pastries. I actually
You got
really
it.
love science. Like I am obsessed with Neil deGrasse Tyson and
Yeah?
space talk and stuff.
Oh, same.
I could watch his show Space Talk or whatever is it called, Star Talk,
Yep.
forever.
I
Like
think it's
I
Star
literally
Talk,
can put it
yeah.
on a loop and watch it the entire day and feel
Same.
like I'm walking on air. I'm walking on
Smarter
cloud nine.
by osmosis.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love science so much. And also you see his show's funny because he has funny people on it. It's meant he does it in a
Right.
way where it's like science but learning because when you're really that smart like he is, he understands that it's about enjoying life and your passions and then talking about what you're
Right.
passionate about. It's not just he makes science fun that way, right? And
Right.
and that's what I love about learning and anything. I want to learn stuff. I want to learn history. I want to learn all the things, the Roman Empire, all that stuff, Achilles and the
Yeah,
Trojan horse.
same.
But if you do it in a way
Right.
that's fun and passionate and engaging, like I can learn all day. I will fucking learn
Yep.
everything.
Same.
But it's
Same.
hard because it's like if you go to like a college course and there's some boring guy up there in the chalkboard, you're like your brain naturally is like can be like, oh dude, I'm just exhausted from watching this thing, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the kind of a lot of the humor I try to bring to the table is that we all are interested and curious, right? And how do we learn?
Yeah.
By like realizing maybe we're not that interested in some things. That's okay, but eat some
Right.
cake, whatever.
That's right.
Maybe if you
Eat
learn
some
from a
fruit
book, you
pies.
can learn it good. Maybe Brooke will make you laugh a little bit or something.
Hopefully. I'm trying to go into Magic Eden. I keep getting let me show you. I keep getting these things just sent to me. Look at. So like I bought this Penguino because I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me 2 Abs Pepes, a
Very
Mutant Geek
cool.
Gang Club,
Yeah.
a crystal sheep. What is this crystal sheep?
I don't know, but it's cool.
It is cool. Look at his nose.
I like that sheep a lot.
I do too. And then it goes back to when you click back, I did get an Abstra universe. Not sure what that's going to do me. Oh, look at this penguin. That's pretty.
Ooh, it's a pretty one. I have a bunch of NFTs too. I also went DGen and just bought a bunch of random like cheap free mints and
Yeah.
stuff.
It
Dude,
was fun. I got this
someone made an
abstract pudgy penguin.
someone made an abstract Nakamigos collection, and like half of the NFTs don't even have arms or like skin. Like they just totally screwed it up. They like it's so bad. I still
Wait,
bought
let me see.
like 4 of them here. Like, see, can I share my screen? Where's
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
present?
look
Okay,
it up.
presents, share screen. I'm gonna go to my window. Here we go. Okay, I'm sharing it now. All right, so you can bring that up, and I'll show you my like. I literally have like a Mr. T looking dude, number 34. He has no arms, no neck. Like some and the other
What
guys too.
the
Like
fuck?
they're missing layers of the artwork is missing. You know, or do they do that on
What's
purpose?
going
Are
on
they
with
supposed
the white?
the white fuzzy thing is what makes them abstract Nakamigos, I guess, because it's like an abstract thing. I don't know,
Oh,
but
but
or
that
maybe
one, the
that's just
fourth
I
one
don't know. I
down.
don't know if they did this on purpose or screwed it up. Is this like a new way, like where we like it's like a artistic statement that they have no arms and skin?
Probably.
And then
I
I have
mean,
like, a penguin with
probably.
an egg on its head and stuff, right? But you know what's
Love it.
cool though is I have a bunch of these things. I bought them. A lot of them were like free or cheap mints, but they're still because they're on Ethereum, they still cost like $800. Even a free mint does. So
Right.
like, I have like the abstract dude that's walking around with the 8-bit stuff, like a retardito on abstract, right? A couple of those. But
And you went ham.
the penguins though showed up on my stream the first day because I was streaming the first day and streaming for a long time, and I was literally the #1 streamer on abstract for like the
Right.
first 2 days. I was the #1 of
Right.
everybody in the world, and this guy gave me this Pingu Punk, and I'm like, this is really nice. I like. Oops,
That's cool.
let me go back to him. Sorry, I messed it up. So he gave me this, and I'm like, that's cool. So I literally put it up on my screen. Like I put it as like my logo in the corner. I was like, if you give me free stuff and it's cool, I'm gonna like be like, thanks, buddy, and I'll put it up on the screen. So then I have like 2 more of them. I think he sent me more because I don't think I bought those. And then so that guy, I have that little guy. I can make him pop up on my OBS screen and stuff. And I made him as my PFP. So if you look at my profile, if you look at this, if you click on your PFP, you can turn it. You can make any NFT you own on the platform your PFP.
Oh, right.
I don't know if people knew
Because
that.
somebody was asking me about that. Yeah, that's how I
so
changed
that
mine.
guy, and then you have to click the button to keep loading more. But this guy is selected as my PFP. I could also make it just like this dude. Like maybe I'll make it that guy now. He's just smoking a fucking cigarette, a joint right there with his thing. But
I love that. I
you know
love
what I
that. You
mean?
should do
Like
that.
whatever.
I think I'm gonna make mine the Penguino. Hold on, let's see if I can change it.
But like most people
Midstream. Oh, I
just have it
yeah, I
as
guess
their
I
like
can.
default PFP, right? So there you go. Also
Oh,
I
and it's
loaded.
animated. Look,
Wait, oh, does it move?
mine. Because my Penguino. Yeah, do that one.
Oh yeah, that works. It is
Oh,
animated.
that's
I
cool.
have an animated PFP.
That's
Oh
so
my god.
cool.
You realize, Brooke, we need to make an NFT collection right now of random crazy cartoonies of ourselves and then make
Yes,
them move around
let's
and
do
have them
it.
PFPs
Well,
like
what should we call them? Cooks? Cooks in the kitchen? Cooking with cooks.
yeah, and like the thing is too is I like to bake cakes, right? So like it could be
I
like whatever.
know.
It could just be about food. Um I've never
It
made
could
NFT or
be.
a coin before because I never wanted
Me
to like
too.
do that thing. I just wanted to buy other people's stuff. And
Yep.
I was like, whatever, I'll do it someday. But it's always like a dumb idea where I'm like, I'll do it just because I can have a PFP that moves or something, you know, like that's kind of how degens work.
Oh,
We're just like, oh, that's kind of fun. I'll just do that thing.
yeah.
So now if I go back to the stream thing and I look at it, let's see what it looks like here. Oh yeah, look at he's right there. You see him? He's moving around and walking.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, someone else has one that moves too. Look at down there. Moonlight has one, a
That's
penguin that
me.
talks.
Oh wait, no. That's the one
Oh,
that
yours
I
is too.
just
Okay,
changed.
okay, yours is too. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm on your stream right now. Look at that. Here, I'm gonna
That's
tip you
so
some
good.
more
It's like
Pengu.
Streamception.
Yeah, it is. Streamception. And
Do
also,
you like how I put your name up at the top?
wait, hold on. Let me go back. Oh yeah, Doug Hype TV.eth. That's from the old school OG days when everybody had a .eth, thing. Remember
I
that?
just took it from your Twitter. Why didn't you change it out of your Twitter?
Maybe I will change it on my Twitter, but like I don't like changing things sometimes. I just like having it there. But what should I change to? I don't I have a blue check mark and all that stuff, right? But
Oh, right. So then leave it. The blue check mark is it comes back pretty quickly.
Yeah, the hypetv.e thing is just my wallet address or whatever, right? Because everyone used to have their wallet address on their profile like 3 years ago, remember?
Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal, but like,
No, I don't really care that
people
much,
see
but
you, right.
But also originally that was the wallet of mine that got hacked also, and then I moved it. You can move your domains
shit.
to another wallet, which is fun.
Oh,
But
that's
also
right.
I own DougHype.net now, and I'm trying to buy DougHype.com, but I might not buy it because everybody wants like $5,000. Because I'm like, who in the world?
Yeah, don't do it. No,
who in the
don't
world
do it.
went and bought DougHype.com? Like, why? Like, how? Who even?
Is there anything at DougHype.com?
No, these people are just
Doug?
like traders. That it's basically like crypto. They just buy URLs or domains and trade them and like try to sell them to you if you
No,
want
I
it.
totally get it.
And
I
like the
just didn't know if it was
baseline is
somebody that,
$2,000. Everyone always wants minimum $2,000 for whatever. If you look at there's marketplaces and stuff where you can buy them. And so I have a
Right.
broker that I hired for $110 from GoDaddy because they have brokers there because it was bought on GoDaddy.
Yeah,
So they have
I've done
access
that
to it.
before.
And I was like,
Yep,
hey, how much
I've
does he want? And he's like, $2,000. I'm like, that's what I figured. I'm like, can I get it for like $250? He's like, probably not. And I'm like, what about $300? I'm just like, if I can get it cheap, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to buy it for that much because I have DougHype.net. Why do I need DougHype.com? Like, it just is, it's a little bit nicer, but like Doug, this is a thing, Brooke.
Right.
In the 90s, and I'm like doing a lot of 90s branding to myself. In the 90s, there was 3 domains you could have, right? .com,
Yeah.
.edu, and .net. That was it.
Yes.
There
And
was
.gov,
only 3.
but you couldn't have that. Yeah.
What?
.gov, but you can't have that.
Oh yeah, well that's something you couldn't do. Only government could have that. But I mean, as like a
right,
whatever, like that you could get. That was it. Okay, .gov, there's 4 right now, and then it blew up where there's a million of them. But that's the thing is like when you see .net, I automatically think of the 90s because that was like the bargain basement version of a .com, right? But people still used it. So I was like, oh, that might even actually be better branding to do .net versus .com because it like literally is a 90s thing. I was like, cool. And
Right.
it's cheap. It was like $10. I was like, this is why the 90s rule. Cause we had coupons and
Yeah.
bread was like $1. Eggs were like, 50 cents or something instead of $50.
Right.
So, when people say Make America Great Again, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But then I'm like, but you know what?
Right.
Some things were pretty awesome. You know what I mean? Before the internets, we all could like relate to each other watching the same TV shows. Like there was just such a commonality of certain ways of things that that make you have goosebumps and feelings, and like it just is emotional and fun and awesome. And that's what I want.
Yeah. I get that. Is there a comment in our stream? What
Vincent Van Holm is in there.
is
She said, supporting Brooke, good stream. Wish I could stay and listen. Oh, she commented that she had to leave. Brooke,
oh,
isn't that hilarious? She just showed up. She's like, sorry, I can't stay, but I just wanted to show up.
just leave your computer going.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
Just
that
leave.
now that I go back on the stream thing, I'm now last. What is going on? Like
Well,
even
it's some
the
weird
main
algorithm
developer of
depending on
Abstract came on.
we need likes here. I'm going to click your like button. So it's a combination of likes, tips, and amount of
I'm gonna
viewers,
like
maybe.
it.
And anybody can hit the like button. And
I'm just
so what
liking it.
a lot of people are doing is saying like, hey, if you drop your address here, your wallet address, I'll send you tips back. So like what I did was like, hey, if you drop your wallet address, I'll pick a bunch of people and send Pingu back to you. Like way more than they gave me.
Oh,
And then they
okay.
commented that, like a lot of people were doing that the first day. In fact, Sam Stefanina was like, everybody that donates to me, I'm going to give to a penguin sanctuary, right? And I was like, okay, Mr. Beast.
Oh,
Yeah, but dude, Brooke, you have to understand. You have to
okay,
understand,
Mr.
Brooke.
Beast.
Mr. Beast, that's like his main move. His main move is like, everybody come watch what I'm doing. We're going to donate to the oceans. Now, yeah, he does do some nice things, but his employees literally will tell you, he's like, no, he's doing it because he knows people are going to click on it.
Yes, exactly.
The altruism, he is kind of like 20% of it, but it's 80% because it's going to get traction.
Mostly not.
Like his employees
mostly
literally
not.
have said like he's doing it only because of the traction. He doesn't really care that much. Now I'm throwing him under the bus a bit. He has help to animals and stuff and everything. But my point is that like when people are skeptical, they have a reason to be skeptical. You know what I mean? People.
Oh yeah.
If you pretend to be this altruistic, perfect person, that's a lie. Everybody is selfish. Everybody thinks about themselves first. Now, it's good to help people and it's good to do that. But if you like try to sell yourself as this, like I'm Mr. Beast and I'm here to help everybody, and then like that's not a real thing. Like it's good to help people, but you should be honest about it and be like, look, I'm a selfish person. I do this. I want these things and this is who I am, but I also would like to help these people. That's like an honest statement, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people in the entertainment industry, book,
is,
they live off of this, their image and their persona and the vanity of things. Because if they feel like, or even in business, if they feel like they give up that power of being this powerful, perfect person or thing, that they're giving power away and then they're vulnerable and then their value goes down. But the opposite is true, Brooke. People that are like, now we're seeing in society, right? People that are more open, like Trump got elected president because he's just like, yeah, I'm an asshole. Fuck you. I'm an asshole, right? And everyone's like, all right, I'm voting for you,
Yep.
He was, and then they're like, the Democrats are fake. They're trying to be perfect and say they're doing all this stuff, and half the time they don't even do the things they say they're going to do, right? And I'm not trying to pick sides, but what I'm saying is like, because I've been a volunteer for many politicians and many things across the board of many things, right? I'm an independent, so. But the thing is that like the worst is when someone acts like I'm perfect and I'm best and I know everything, and then or I never make mistakes, and then everyone is retarded and makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
everyone has problems. So when you meet people that are cool in real life, like Karate Combat, I got the Karate Combat shirt on. When you hang out with the Karate Combat people, they're the first person to say like, I'm an idiot. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. They're like so humble.
Right. And
then you watch them fight and you're like, you could murder anyone in the world with one, with like one punch. And they're like, oh no, I don't know how to, no, I'm not an expert at that. I don't, let me help you learn this. I want to be helpful to you. And you're like, what? Like you could just look at me and I would die. Like, but you want to be helpful to me. And I'm like, this is so that like, I love that. You know what I mean? Boss Rutan's always just like, he just looks at me like this with his eyes, and I pee my pants, you know?
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was on
Is it-
ESPN, you know that show they had where they did sports science and they measured stuff? They had him on to measure his kicks and his punches. And the
Oh my
scientists were
God.
like, they looked at him and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you on drugs? Like, that is not, like, you just kicked that dummy's chest in 6 inches. They would be dead. They're
Yeah.
just like, what? Like, this is not humanly possible. And then he looks at him and he's like, now I'm actually really pissed. And then he kicks it harder. And you're like,
Oh my God.
you're like, these people. I just gotta have to give shout out to Boss because I love him so much. He's such a great, nice dude. These people are so cool.
Yeah.
They're not the ones to showboat and be like, I'm the best. They're the ones that want to be humble and help you. Right. So those are the kind of things
Right.
I love. And people like yourself
Yeah,
who
you
really
can
see
you
that will
can
make
see
fun of
this stuff
yourself.
from a mile away. Yeah, you can see people's like behavior and their what they're all about, their intentions from a mile away.
You
And
just
yeah,
observe
like
a little
those guys
bit.
are
You can
awesome
hang out
too.
with them for like a couple minutes, a couple times, and you would know right away. Like, it's so quick.
Yeah.
Such a fast thing. Like when we're at conferences, I can just meet people and just be like, hey, what's up? Stand next to them for 15 seconds. That's all I need. I'll go on to the next person. I'll remember that, their energy, who they are.
Right.
It doesn't tell everything about them, but it's very fucking telling, right? And then
Yeah.
you can, those little things, you can just be like, you can kind of know whether you kind of are, feeling like good stuff about certain things.
Right.
And that's how I just take meetings with people or want to work with them, or I'm just like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I picked up on some stuff, and then I'll look more into it. And I'm like, oh, yep, that verifies. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of cool.
What is
And
it you
then
even
do
what
that.
do you do? Like you work with people and do video content for them?
Yes. I got in trouble because I kept playing the Avalanche blockchain sponsored sitcom video that I just posted like last week. And it's a lot of Avalanche stuff in it, right? And they're like, don't you stop showing that commercial over and over again. But I played it because it was funny. Like, I want to entertain people. I'm like, watch this. And people are like, this is fucking the most random, hilarious shit. So what I do is I try to take and make content that's like sitcom, like funny type stuff, like your videos, not the same, but like whatever version of comedy, and then incorporate the games and the inside humor and the fun stuff, the fun that we're having. And sometimes, usually I'll put the people in the videos that I'm playing the games with. It's just, it's like a big version of what I like think about in my head when I'm playing the game or doing the things. And I'm like, it'd be fucking funny is if, all of you guys, because we'll play the game and they'll like complain, oh, there's this issue or this, whatever. I'm like, what if I made a video where you guys all call into Nintendo Power and tell them like, hey, you're like the customer service. And then I made that a whole sitcom episode, right? And then all of a sudden I'm golfing and they're calling me and I'm supposedly the supervisor and I'm just like, I'm on my lunch break, shut up. And I'm like just don't care. And to me it's so funny because it's an idea that most of these companies will complain to them, and especially Web 2 games, and they would never change anything. That's just kind of how our experiences are as a customer. But as a KOL, I get to see, do the games and people and teams actually really care and make an effort to like fix things, upgrade stuff or whatever. So like, for example, here on this platform, Finn has been great about that, getting responses from people, getting feedback. He's like, I don't care if the feedback's terrible and see we're the worst. Please tell us. And being really nice and supportive in there, just responding to shit like crazy. His job's very hard. And I'm like, you're doing it. Like when that happens, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I'm going to point a finger at that. But when Avalanche hires me to make a commercial, I literally am making fun of the games and Avalanche, but I'm trying to be very honest, but also you'll realize that the issues people have with the game are like not really that bad. You know what I mean? It's just like shit that you always have. But I'm trying to do it in a way where it's like very self-humility and making fun of ourselves. So, and people love that because it's like, we're not saying typical Web3 is like, we're the best game. We made the best game ever. It's better than Fortnite and you're going to make a lot of money. And people are like, oh, cool. And then they play it and they're like, this game is the worst game I've ever played in my life. Right. Like that's like a very typical experience. So instead of that, like AVEX at GDC last year had a big fucking amazing booth that was like half of the goddamn area. It was gorgeous. It was like a monument to video gaming. And it was so cool. And the marquee said Web3 gaming sucks in big letters, right? So if you know what I mean? Like if you are self-humility, make fun of yourself first, then people love it. They open up and want to be part of what you're doing. because
Yeah.
you're being open and honest about stuff. And then that can create dialogue and improve things. It's like good rapport. We're creating good rapport. And then I highlight in the videos some cool things about the game. And you know, some people call in, they're like, my problem is I'm playing all day and I can't stop and I still am not good at it, right? Like, which
Yeah.
means it's like hinting that people do get addicted to the game because they like it. So that's the idea, is that the humor is like very Saturday Night Live, where like I will make fun of things even if I like them, because that's just like, I like to taking the piss out of people humor, right? Like the Australians,
Yeah,
like, Brooke, if we're
totally.
best friends, I'm going to take the piss out of you all day long. And if I'm in Australia, right? That's what we do. So I love
Right.
that. That's what I do. And then also behind the scenes, I'm always connecting things and creating things and supporting communities, bringing communities together to do watch parties for karate combat, and just trying to support and help wherever I can to use my public exposure and that people know me, and to try to build good relationships with them, because it all comes off of relationship building and going like, oh, wait, you need this, or your
Yeah.
project does this. I know if you did this with this thing, that would be pretty cool, but you don't really know it until you see it. You just have to be around doing all the things, helping people.
Right.
Flu,
No,
you
you're
know,
absolutely right.
Flu is like D Final Fantasy. He's one of the people I met right
Okay.
away in the space, and he was doing a lot of that business development stuff, and I saw him doing it, and I'm like, wow, these people are pretty cool, and they're trying to help people like all along the way as much as they can. And so I was very much inspired by all of this.
Yeah, I love him.
Because really, if you're the face of something and you put your face, say I'm a KOL for this X company or game,
Right.
you're now taking responsibility to kind of like help them out for real. You know what I mean? Like, what can I
Yeah,
do
to be a
other than just
consultant.
make videos, right? Like I am putting my face on this, so I care about this, right? As opposed to just
Exactly.
like give me money and make some tweets. People are like, show me what do I have to pay you to make some tweets and make a video or something? I'm like, bro, hang out with me first. What are we doing here? Who are you? You want to get some lunch? Like,
Right.
what the fuck's your favorite like thing of cake? What about you is interesting to
Right.
me? And then I'll figure out like stuff to do for you, right? Like, it has to be real to
Yep.
me. It has to be it has to be some part of my brain, some part of love and dreams and happiness has to come out of this.
Agreed.
I think you get
I
this,
feel
Brooke,
the
because if you're
same.
talking about wanting to be an actor and whatever, you love the idea of expressing yourself and telling a story and all this stuff. It's all the internal things
Yeah.
we do you can't see.
It's true. Like, I think what people don't realize is like in anything in life, whatever you're doing, whether it's a job or, or content creation or just like, doing stuff with your family, like you're always having to sell yourself. You're always having to get people's attention. So, especially if you can, make them laugh or feel comfortable with you. And that can be with doing, brand deals with, like you're saying, like if I'm going to work with somebody, I want their product or brand to come across the same way that I do if I put my name on it. And I won't work with companies that like is going to, not help my brand. Like those are the two things I think people need to remember is like
Yes.
you have to help them, but your personal brand is being put on the line as well. So
Yeah, it reflects
people
on
have to
it
be really
too.
careful about that. Yeah.
You mentioned how you said no to a lot of
Yeah.
companies, and I'll talk to people all the time. Like a year ago when the gaming stuff popped off and I made these hype videos, had my Twitter space, like I got so much attention, and especially my videos, because you saw me hanging out with all like the other top gaming KOLs and stuff. And they're like, oh, Doug has a lot of influence
Right.
and his videos are awesome. I had so many countless games and companies wanting to work with me, but I
Yeah.
guarantee you that like at least half of them are companies I wouldn't want to work with, but I didn't even know enough about them to know for sure. Some of them I might have, that I said no to, or they eventually said no to me because I was just like, I need to meet with you and learn more about you first. They're like, no, we just need to get this out the door. And I'm like, I'm
Right.
not super comfortable with this. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong decision. I'm just
Right.
not comfortable with it. And my branding of what I
Exactly.
do, my branding of my content, what I do is I am very fucking comfortable with this. I am in this. I love it. This is what I do. And then maybe you can relate to that and be like, oh, that's cool. I want to play those games, or I want to hang out with you. I want to come in and hang out with these gamers and your group of friends, or, whatever. And if someone hires me and I'm like, how am I going to be like hype about a game when I don't know much about it or the team or what's going on, or, you know what I mean? I'd have to basically just tell
Yeah.
you the bullet point, like corporate boardroom shit, right?
Yeah.
all the bullet points you see on the tweets. Oh, these are the reasons that these are the 3 coins I think are going to do well. I can do those posts all day long if I want to, but that's not really my main jam.
What is your main jam?
Oh, it's actually telling you all the coins to buy right now. You ready? Write this down. 81 and 91,000. This and this and this and this. Well, I don't know. It evolves all the time, Brooke, too, because I used to be totally against talking about buying and selling coins, trading NFTs, because my experience there was very toxic. Everyone's just trying to like kind of scam you in a small way of like manipulate you to buying into their thing, whatever they invested in, right? By pretending that it's whatever.
Exactly.
And now we're at a point though where you get bonuses of airdrops and there's other things you can do and pay attention to that are fun and exciting on your own without me telling you whatever. And also the AI agents and all the collaborations going on in the games and how they're interconnected. It's all kind of fun and kind of interesting, and people can have fun with it. You know, even the Trump coin, all that stuff is kind of weird. But the thing is that we all kind of know the game we're playing. We all get it. It's like a PvP in the game. It used to be PvP where people were trying to trick you all day and it was confusing. Now we kind of all understand what the playing field is. We're kind of like more along the lines of like supporting each other and trying to have everybody win versus like kind of lurk in the shadows. Not everybody, obviously. There are devs out there that will rug and all this stuff, right? But the idea is, you know, with the virtual coins and even the pump fund, the idea is that we're trying to build new platforms, technology where it's much harder for a dev to rug. Or if you have this thing tied into all these other companies, it's much more likely that they're going to try to be successful because they have much more that they can be successful at. And like Yellow Panther put out a coin and he's got a collaboration with like 40 companies and his coin keeps going up even if the market doesn't go up, right? And you're like, okay, that's because he's built so much sentiment in his coin, people still believe in it. And that's just an example, but he's attaching it to his reputation and who he is. So like that kind of stuff is interesting to me and kind of fun to me because I'm like, okay, now it's different. Now I can kind of understand and see where this stuff could be part of a brand or part of what you're doing, as opposed to just like, oh, buy this coin and then next week I'm going to not even talk about it. Right. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We want to have more of that, even though, hey, if you want to go degen and just buy random coins, totally fine. I do it too, but I'm not going to promote that and be like, you should buy this because I don't even know. Like if it's a coin, I don't even know the dev. You know what I mean? Like you could know somebody for a year in Web3 and they could be the dev and they could just like be really good actor and all of a sudden they just take the money and they're gone. So, and I have tons of friends that's happened to where they launch a coin and every time they do, the dev runs off. And I'm like, you'd think you'd learn your lesson.
Nope. I just did it an hour before we went live. I was like, oh, this big Pengu whale bought into this one. And so I put in a soul and there it's gone now. And and I told my friend and he put in like 2 or 3 and was like, oh, it's gone now.
That's the thing is that people are like, where are the coins to buy whatever? You don't really know. It's so hard. But if you do have a coin and there's Telegram groups where they're telling you what's going on and all that stuff, that's very helpful. There are indicators. And also, you know, there's people like the DGod guys and everything, like Frank DGods and stuff. They are trying to actively go in groups and Orangey and stuff and create groups and have trade groups and talk to people. And they openly go on spaces and talk about it. Hey, you're doing something cool. Let's get in on it. So it's becoming much more friendly. And I think people are much more like comfortable in the space and know each other more. Whereas it used to be very much PvP. It was almost like America versus Russia, where they're like, fuck that guy. Now it's much more like, you know, America and Canada, where they're like, we're buddies. And now I might like reverse trade on you later. But anyways, most of the time we're going to be cool with each other. You know what I mean? We're mostly good buddies.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long we were going for. But my day kind of got blown up about an hour and 20 minutes. I know that's not very long. I just got to my parents and now they're like, hey, you got to come up here and figure some stuff out for us. But I know, like, do you just stay live like 24/7?
So when I'm not actually on this live stream, I played Chad Vader. And so the team asked me, they're like, hey, do you have like the rights to do that? We don't want to get like a copyright strike against us.
What's
and I was
Chad
like,
Vader?
It's a show that I helped my friends create back in like 2006.
Oh, you just you play it. I gotcha.
So it's got like 8 seasons. So there's tons of episodes. So I just play it like all the way through. And I don't know how long. And then if I go live myself, I switch that in my OBS. I can turn it off and turn me on. and then just start going live, right? So it's always live
Got
all the
you.
time. And there are literally, and I was wondering how many people will actually sit and watch this. I don't know. But a bunch of people, including Finn, did sit down and watch it. And Finn said, hey, I literally watched a bunch of this. And I'm like, and
Well, there you go.
he was like, this is pretty awesome. And he's like, it's terrible and amazing. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. It's like a web series. You have to make it terrible, amazing. You don't have the budget to actually make it amazing, really, but you can make it terrible, amazing, like where like it's like 50%
I like
amazing,
that.
right? And so
I like that.
and so the way, and I messaged them this morning because Finn's like, hey, I just want to double check you have the rights to this. We don't want a copyright violation from whatever, you know? And I was like, dude, I was on the team that made it. I mean, I didn't write it, but like I was one of the assistant director producer people or whatever. And I'm like, I know they'll be fine with it, but I will message them and just tell them like, hey, I'm streaming this and also want to just verify, like, are you okay with this? And they messaged me back and they're like, oh, this is great. They're like, you know, yeah, they're like, thanks for playing it. But also, Brooke, this is from like almost 20 years ago, right? This is like 17 years ago. That cast of Chad Vader I have worked in Hollywood and all over the world on all kinds of films and TV shows. That is by far like light years fucking better talent than I've ever worked with in my life. And they were just
really
a bunch of guys that were like, they're theater kind of improv actors, you know, like groundlings type stuff in Madison, Wisconsin, like in the middle of nowhere, kind of, right? Sort of. I mean, it's a town of like 300,000 people and like University of Wisconsin's there, but that's kind of why they're there, because they went to school there. But these guys are so fucking good. Not only did Chad Vader crush and have like 13 million views in like 2 days in 2006, which was like for a web series fucking unheard of. Like it literally was like breaking records. They went on, the guy that plays one of the characters and voices Chad Vader, he became the voice of fucking Darth Vader.
Oh, no way.
Can you believe that shit? If you play any of the Star Wars games, the Lego games, Battlefront, and then a bunch of the other stuff, he's the fucking voice. The only thing he's not the voice of Darth Vader in is like in the big movies and some of the bigger shit. They used James Earl Jones for that, but they don't want to pay James Earl Jones to do everything. So they used him because they're like, oh, he sounds just fucking like him. And it's cool that he's Chad Vader in the show, because Chad Vader looks just like Darth Vader.
Show me what it is.
Here, you know what? I can play it for you right now. Hold on. I can bring it up in the thing and I'll play for you right now. And people, let me tell you, when this came out, it was a cult favorite. They were at Comic-Con. I literally on my stream when I started playing it, there was like 5 people that day that were like, oh, I know Chad Vader. I love this show. And I was like, you fucking know what it is?
Yeah.
You know, because it's from like so long ago. I'll bring it with you right now. What's funny is it's so old that the first upload we did is so pixelated, you can't even watch it. You know, it's like OG 4:3. And then they uploaded an HD version of it. So here you go. Let me show you this right now. So I'm going to go and type in Chad Vader, right? So now this is the HD version, but check this out. See that? Look at this. Do you see that? 13. This has,
oh my God.
Sorry, hold on. 13.3 million views. Look at this shit.
What?
Uploaded July 10th, 2006. Wait, hold on. Let me bring this back. Hold on. I'm going to show you the HD version though, so you can like see it a little bit better.
I think you got to put like the audio on.
Can you
It should be. Is yours muted?
Not work in shared screen?
It should. It did for me, right?
Let me add, you know what? Hold on. Maybe I need to switch it to this. Can you hear the audio?
No.
Hold on. I know a way I can fix this. I will just put my microphone right next to the speaker and make it loud so you can hear it through my microphone. That's interesting. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, no. Now I can't hear it.
Oh, it might only be able to do the voices. What I just send you the link and you play it? Then they can hear it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to put it in the private chat side here where you can put links there. There it is. You can just use. But I love this show so much, Brooke. Like, it is my favorite thing in the whole world. And these guys were Dungeons and Dragon nerds and theater people, and they spent their childhood becoming creatures and characters in Dungeons and Dragons and playing these board games. And now it made them into like fucking ridiculously talented actors from being Dungeons and Dragons nerds. Like, isn't that
That's
hilarious?
crazy.
Isn't that so
And this is
cool?
something that you guys did.
We all just made it. I mean, we had been making videos together for like a year before this, like making like funny videos and just doing like sketch stuff, you know? And then when this came out, there's a lot more story behind all this stuff. But when this came out, we were getting written up in all the magazines. George Lucas called us on the phone and we were going to do a TV show with George Lucas. Yes. He gave us all these awards. We were going to do a History Channel television show with George Lucas. But then the legality of the IP and everything, it just couldn't work out. That's how big of a deal this show was.
That's so wild. Okay, let's play this. What?
What is the meaning of this?
The meaning of what?
I ordered this task to be completed an hour ago.
Yeah, you did.
You have failed me for the last time.
That's what you said the last time.
I have been too forgiving in the past. Do not fail me again.
Because that'll be the last time.
Yes. No. I don't know. Continue stalking.
I love Asa, the guy that played the dude there. It's so funny. I'm the one that made that apple fly in the air. Did you see that apple fly in the air? That was my skill.
Yeah.
I made the apple fly.
So good. It was so good. The thing with this is that you can't hear the music, or else I can't. I can only hear the dialogue. You can? Okay.
May I speak with you a moment, my master?
It's just Randy, okay, Chad?
Yes, my master.
And don't kneel, it's weird.
I have grave news. Tammy, I need you to work an extra shift on Saturday.
No.
Then she walked away.
Okay, so?
Our plans to make this station fully operational on Saturday may be jeopardized.
Look, just get someone to take her shift, okay, Chad?
As you wish.
Oh, Chad, I heard you're having some problems with Clint.
Clint is a fool, and I will not tolerate his insolence much longer.
Well, you're going to have to resolve it. I can't have my day manager and my night manager at each other's throats all the time.
Yes, Emperor.
It's Randy! Randy!
It's just Randy!
Not an emperor.
Yeah, he's not an emperor.
It's just Randy.
Everyone hates their job at this place, apparently, you know? Like, they just...
Clarissa, I noticed your shift ends at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, Lord Vader.
Please, call me Chad.
Yes, Chad.
I would like you to meet me at Gino's Pizzeria facility to, discuss some plans I have for a more powerful laser checkout system. And for dinner.
What?
Here, these are for you.
Oh!
I made those fly too.
Thank you, Lord. Yeah, I mean, Chad.
I will return to this workstation at 6 p.m. to pick you up.
Return to the workstation.
Yeah, he's a member of the Empire too, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Chad. I just heard you and Clarissa are going out on a date.
It is not a date. It is purely to discuss the laser checkout system.
Yeah, I bet you want to check out her laser system, eh, Chad?
You made the wrong move there. You don't mess with Chad Vader, okay?
Oh, Jesus, what is your problem?
Apology accepted.
Dick?
Picking on the staff again, huh, Chad?
Clint,
That's
we
mad.
meet again at last. The circle is complete.
You don't get along with your employees too well, do you?
No.
Maybe you should try being less of a butthole.
How dare you?
I hear you can't even keep this joint staffed on Saturday night. You can't handle doing the schedule, sweetie pie. Then maybe Randy should give it to someone who knows what the crap they're doing.
I will not tolerate that.
Yeah. You just keep not tolerating, Chad. Keep on screwing the pooch. And I'm gonna pull that sweet little day manager position right up from under your big sweaty ass.
No.
Now you will
Banana,
feel
I'm
the full
done.
power of the... My back. Could you help me up?
Oh my god.
All right, you're gonna see me now. Hold on, I'm gonna be in the credits.
Let's see it. Whoops.
It's coming up. There it is. Assistant director, right there, Doug.
What was it?
This is
Did it say Doug Hype?
no, it said my real name.
Oh.
Yeah. But this is the thing. You can see that first episode went nuts. It like took over the internet. Wired magazine wrote up on their thing. That's part of the reason we had so many.
I am obsessed
13
with
million
that.
views in 2006. 13 million views in a couple of days is getting like 200 million views in a couple of days now on YouTube. You know what I
Whoa,
mean?
100%.
Like, or a billion.
100%.
Like that
Oh
was
my
when
God,
YouTube
this
just
is
started. We saw a
hilarious.
million and we were just like, what the nobody that we've never even seen that before. Like, what is that?
Yeah. I just think that people just don't even know like how
And it was the beginning of
like
YouTube before YouTube
goated
was a
you
big
are.
deal. So there, you know, only people that were like really privy to YouTube saw it, right? There's a whole part of
Right.
the world. Now everybody's on YouTube. That was not the case in 2006. So like literally YouTube only really came out a couple years before that. And it was like figuring out, you know, like a year, maybe it was only out for a year at that point or something. Like for real.
It says 268,000 views in 2018. But that's not
because
right.
they re-uploaded it in the HD version.
Gotcha.
Remember, I showed you the other version that was like the crappy and it had 13 million.
That you couldn't see. Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
they
since
refactored
2018, it had like 260,000 or whatever, right? But they did 8 seasons of that show. I eventually left after like the first season or two, to go to California, Los Angeles. But because I did that when I was in college.
Gotcha.
I was in college at the time, and
right.
And so they all stayed there and did the show for 8 seasons, and they all made their own different YouTube shows. They already had some, but they all have like other shows too. And some of them are fucking amazing shit. Like they do movie review stuff and all these things. And they're so my fucking spirit animals, like, especially because they're so nerdy everyday people that like you would never think is like a TV star or nothing. Like they're the guy or the girl that you would just never talk to. You know what I mean? That was like the boring nerd or something. And they are, and like, I would call them up and be like, hey, I'm doing a new show. And like, I'd call up one of the actors on the show because they're all insanely like talented. Some of them can do every voice. Like Jason Stevens, he became an actor for the Tonight Show. He would do all the impersonations of celebrities for them, right? All these guys from the show are going off doing big ass shit because of this show.
Right.
And also they're extremely talented, but you have to understand in LA, there's a billion talented people that aren't getting any work.
Yeah.
Right. So I call up Jason. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a thing. He's like, whatever you need, I'll fucking do it for free. You know, let's fucking do this shit. Like, because they want to do fun things. Like Chad Vader was like taking a bunch of cocaine, and you're like, oh fuck, like, can we keep doing this? You know, like, can we stay at this peak level of whatever? Obviously it's hard. Like doing the 8 seasons of that was so hard because they had to come up with all these characters and all this stuff. And the Clint, who is played by Matt Sloan, the guy with the banana, he plays like 7 characters in the series, and all of them are amazing. And he's the voice of Chad Vader. So like he's against Chad Vader in the show, but then he goes back and he records the voice, and he's the guy that does all the things. And Aaron Yonda, who's in the suit, is also a genius actor, but he's in the suit and you can't see him. And man, I love it so much. It all came out of their love of Star Wars and an idea someone told once. They're like, what if Darth Vader had a brother that was just like a manager at a supermarket? It's very much like The Office, right? Where you have a person that's really powerful, or they think they are, and they're really kind of like a big ass. They're like, they suck at everything. Yeah. And everyone that works there is just not like having a good time. They have to like, they're just not about it. They're just like, no, this is you suck.
We've
Everything
all had
sucks.
those jobs. Like we've all been in those
Like,
positions.
what would it be
where it's
like if you worked on
yeah.
that Star Destroyer, right? That in the Star Wars movies, like your life
Right.
would not be fun. You would just be like, this sucks. Who is this guy walking
Yeah.
around choking people, right?
Truly.
And so we shot that at a supermarket in the middle of the night because we had no budget, no money, right? At a
Yeah.
co-op, hippie co-op and stuff. They were so nice to let us film there from like 2 a.m. till like 6 a.m., right? And
Yeah.
everybody sacrificing, showing up, and people are coming from all over the state to be actors in this. They would like drive 10 hours. And so I love it so much. And they're doing okay, they're doing good with their shows. They're doing great. They didn't like turn into like big, because there's other people that did YouTube stuff like this with us that had similar success and then turned
Yeah.
into big movie stars because partly they lived in LA and they all stayed in Madison, still doing their thing. And I love them so much. They have all these great shows. So now when I'm launching these shows I'm doing or these funny skits and doing this newscasting I want to do, I'm like, I need to think of like fun characters and stuff for people to play. Even people from Chad Vader, I could be like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you think you might want to do it? And I guarantee you, they're going to at least be excited or like be interested. You know what I mean? Like anytime I message them, they're like, what are you up to? Are you doing something? Right? Because it's like if you struck gold with your friends when you were a kid and it's just like a special thing. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Look how did that even happen? Like what the fuck? And it's so wholesome. It's all just out of their love for Star Wars and films and whatever.
Wait, so why didn't they go any further? Like, why didn't it like continue on as?
Well, they did a season, but they kept it on YouTube, right? So, and then they did their other shows. So they monetized through all that stuff, and they do their other shows, and they take sponsors and stuff. It's kind of just like being a KOL where you take on sponsorships. But it's like very organic because it's people that are fans of the show that love it will be like, hey, I want to sponsor the show. Or they'll do, they have a show called Beer and Board Games where they play board games, right? Because they started off like as D&D kind of guys. They play all these random obscure board games and they do characters as they do the board games. And it's just very kind of like ad-lib stuff. And then people during the YouTube show can donate money, just like people can tip here on this platform of Abstract. People on YouTube can like donate money and be like, hey, chug that beer, here's $40 and maybe they'll do it. Or say, hey, say this funny line, or my brother has a birthday, can you wish him happy birthday? Like all that stuff is how they make all this money. And it's just them hanging out.
That's the way it is on TikTok too. Like when
like that, right? Like
where they're sending all that stuff.
That was the beginning. They're the OGs. And like, believe me, that show is all their talent. I was just like the filmmaker person that knew, okay, this is how we set up the lights. This is how we do all the things. Me and my buddy John were doing all the like production stuff, and they just to allow them to do genius like shit and just work about directing in the script, because they come from theater. They knew filmmaking a little bit kind of, but a decent amount where they could do it themselves, but they want, do their thing. And so to watch them do that, also, if you notice, they kept everything really simple, just simple gags, simple jokes. It's a joke about
and each one like went into the next
one, but it's a joke about stuff flying around. His boss is just like, dude, can you just leave it alone? Like your whole shtick is stupid. And then he goes to the girl and he tries to impress her, and she's like, I'm not into this. And then the guy, of course, then the guy at work is like, hey, I had a date. It's all very simple, basic shit, but done in a way with nuance of Star Wars or whatever stuff. And that's what makes it so people don't understand. Most jokes are so fucking simple, right? Your joke about women in Web3 panel. What is the panel about? That's the whole joke. Just that. What is the panel about?
That's the joke.
That's the whole joke, and it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be any more
there was
complicated
other
than
things
that, right?
I could do similar.
And they so on the show they did 8 more seasons, but no episodes as good as that first episode because it's just the perfect episode. It's like they could have just done that one episode and it could have been its own thing. But they kept doing it, obviously, because, like, I mean, the rest of it is fun to watch. I mean, Finn and all these people are like, I watched multiple episodes and stuff, right? There's lots of funny characters and stuff. It's also kind of like, how can they do this? How can you keep going and making characters and keep it going and make it funny? And it's Madison, Wisconsin, which is, like, known as, like, a very, like, intellectual city of, like, people read books, go to college and, like, whatever, and nerdy and stuff, right? Also a lot of beer drinking, but it's so funny, cool. Literally this morning, I messaged them on Facebook. I'm like, is it cool if I do this? They're like, oh, it's great. And I sent it to Finn, and I'm like, here you go. There you go. I got the full sign off from the, like, because they're more, like, obviously the producer of this than me. I was just like a helpful on the production staff. But it's that thing of like, hey, oh, Doug, you want to use this or do this? Yeah, please do. You know what I mean? That thing, as opposed to LA, which would be
That's
like,
good.
no, pay me money, do this, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that thing of what Chad Vader was, like no one was getting paid on the show except for a few of us kind of were a little bit once they started raking in money and stuff or whatever. We all did it out of love it. When they started paying me like a little bit or something at one point, and I felt like were paying me $1 million. You know what I mean? Like
To get paid for something that you are just
I
like
was just
fucking
like,
around and
I
having
am the
fun
coolest
is like the
person that
best thing
ever lived on
ever.
this fucking planet. I'm like, I am so fucking
Yeah.
cool. Then I moved to LA and I'm just turning down jobs left and right. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to do that. I'm like, I was like, do you know Chad Vader? I did that with my friends. If it's not something I really actually love and want to do, I'm like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of my face. I don't care if I'm poor and dying because I did Chad Vader and that's what fucking filmmaking and art should be, is shit like that. And not to hate on any other productions or stuff, but most of the productions like reality TV and stuff, that's just, there's no heart and soul in it, right? It's just not,
Right.
you know, whatever. It's fine.
It's
But
not
it's kind of
production.
like crypto, where
It's
there's a
really
lot of
just
shitty
getting
stuff, but there's some better stuff. But getting to where I am now and doing and putting the passion in what I do, like into the 90s show thing and all this stuff, people are like, why do you do it? I'm like, I spend 140 hours editing a 3-minute fucking video, right? They're like, why? And I'm
Yeah.
like, suck all my buttholes. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to put it
Yeah.
out there and I'm going to do that. Not what you want, not
That's
what
the
they think they
best.
want. I'm going to do what I want. You know what I mean? And I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a voice and do what I say and what I want. I do it at all times. And like when you are around people like Chad Vader, people that like are Dungeons and Dragon nerds and have the balls to be like, I'm going to make an awesome fucking show that like George
Yeah.
Lucas and everyone's going to like. And we were going up, there's an internet like show at the time that we were battling like known celebrity, like famous people. And we were beating them and they were fucking angry. They like kicked us off
Yeah.
off their thing. They're like, who are these people? Why are they so good? Right?
Seriously.
And so like being around that and being a film major, like I learned to bet on myself. I was in college at the time, Brooke, and I had gotten like mononucleosis, and I had this problem where I couldn't like remember shit anymore. Like if you look up mono, it can affect your brain. And my ability, my short-term memory was fucked up. And I was in college and I went from being like a B+ student at the University of Wisconsin to being like, I walk home from class and I'm like, I can't remember anything that happened today.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, what do I do? And my parents are like, my parents grew up like parents are farmers, all this stuff, like the hardworking people that like, they went back to college, the most hardworking, upright, honest people that you can fucking imagine. And I'm just like, what do I do? And I'm like, I guess I'm gonna be a film major, an artist or something. Right. So I go and do that. And thank God, like, filmmaking is like waking up in the morning breathing to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I went to film class, I went to film class. I'm like, I don't even have to try. Here's all the answers and fucking everything on the test. Now I'm going to go back to filming shit again. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck everybody. I don't give a shit. I'm a genius. Bye. Not really, but that's how how it felt, because it was so relieving to be part of something I could be like pretty good at versus like, it was so hard. Science and everything, even though I love science, I love math, I love all of it, computer science, I fucking love it, but it was so hard for me, I couldn't do it. And I feel for people that have like, you know, different brain mechanisms, right, that different ways of like learning. And so it was my thing. So I'm very passionate and love content creators and filmmakers and people like yourself, Brooke. When you put like your TikTok videos and you do that and you have those facial expressions, I'm like crying on the inside. I'm like, I fucking love this so much. That is so powerful, because most people on this planet don't get that. Like everything you do in life, everything you do, every person you talk to, everywhere you go, if you just are yourself and cool and fun and just you and don't put bullshit up, amazing shit happens. You have amazing friends, amazing stuff, amazing family members. And I wish so badly everybody could have that, Brooke. Like I wish that they all could fucking have that. So I'm not afraid to be an asshole to people and to be like, don't be a fucking bitch, okay? Be who the fuck you want to be, okay? Because then I'm going to fucking love that shit. I'll be there every second of the day cheering you on. I'll fucking be the first person to break down that fucking door for you, right? So that is why content creation and stuff we do, Brooke, and also educating and reaching out and supporting people is fucking so awesome.
You're the best hype man, for sure. You really are. It's It's awesome. You see that in people. So like, and you want that other people to experience that like you are. I'm the same. Like, I don't fucking care. You know how many Gen X moms there are out there that are like, what are you doing, Brooke? Like,
Yes.
what is happening? Like,
Also,
what are
Gen
you
X is
doing?
really cool though, Brooke. We're Gen X and we're fucking really fucking cool.
Really cool.
I'm wearing
like,
jorts
really
right
cool.
now. I'm wearing jorts right now. Look,
I don't know
look,
if a
hey,
lot of the
you know what
things
I
that
should do? I should change to my 90s sunglasses. Look at this.
there you
All right,
go.
I'm in my
It's
90s mode
perfect.
now.
I don't have a lot of 90s stuff. I need to like figure this out.
I
Wait,
got a
you're
90s
making a
cell
show called the
phone.
90s show?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. I have a
my
whole show called the
God.
90s show. And this newscast is gonna be like, 80s, whatever, like retro things. I guess, or whatever. I don't
love
know.
it.
But it's fun. The thing it is,
I love
Brooke,
it.
you probably get this, like, the setup, the props, the little nuance you do. Like even Chad Vader, there's a Chad Vader suit. He has a banana. Those little things,
Right.
the planning of stuff is really what makes the magic. You yourself can act and do all the things, but if you're not in the situation, like a sitcom, right? And that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, oh, if I get a little, I'm like, oh, on Amazon, I'll just get some props. I'll do this, and it'll be so fucking fun.
Right.
And then I'm trying to film myself. I'm like, what if I'm golfing? I'm like, I don't have any golf clubs. I'm like, what if I just don't? I golf, but I don't. I'm like, I'll just cut it off here, and you won't even see that I don't have a golf club, even though you'll kind of know. And then someone's calling me on my phone, right? My phone's in my pocket, and I'm golfing, and I'm there, and I hear the phone ring, and I just go like, shoot, and I'm like, is there someone calling me, And then like you cuts to the ball flying, and it cuts to me, and I'm just like, hello, and it's so stupid. But it's this, like, I don't even have to be an actor. I can literally mess it up and make it terrible.
Yeah,
but
it's like just the
funny.
topic. Yeah, it's the topic and the props.
Like if I think of a funny idea, people don't understand that. They're like, Doug, we just want you to pump out like content every day or a lot of day. Like if I have a partner, like just pump out content. I'm like, dude, you don't get it.
Yeah.
If you want, you can't just be funny every second. It has to be understanding the situation and doing the thing and making it silly. And then I woke up literally the day I was going to post it. Trump had his inauguration party and they were playing Guns N' Roses. And I'm like, I have to find my fucking do-rag right now. And I put like a red bandana on and in a wig, and I recorded myself and the Gag Me Girl is just rocking on a guitar. And then I have things like Doug Chapin plays the inaugural, right? And I'm like, he played Guns N' Roses at to kick off his party. I'm like, how 90s is that, right? Like Donald Trump, Guns N' Roses, America, Eagles screaming. I'm like, literally, we're back in like 1992, like right now.
Yep.
And I was like, I have to put this in the video. It's so 90s. Even if people don't get it, the whole 90s time with Donald Trump and Guns N' Roses, to me, I have to. So I did it. And people
stands
like it
the test of time.
Well, also people like it because the guns, like the guitar playing is funny. Like the action's kind of funny. But if you're like Gen X or me, or me, it'll be like, oh, Guns N' Roses, Donald Trump. Like it's very 90s stuff. I put Jordan stuff in there, Tiger Woods, whatever. And it just gives me goosebumps to like be doing this stuff. And so whatever you love, whatever you put into stuff, put it into the things you're doing so we can see an insight of how you view the world, right? How you view, and then people go like, oh, I kind of know that. That's cool. Okay, cool. Whatever. Like when you talked about the women's panels, I'm like, I've literally seen women's panels where I'm like, I'm not sure why that panel is doing or what it's doing. I'm here to support this women's panel. What's going on? I don't know, but I'm just here to support the women.
Yeah.
And then when you made the joke, I was like, I know that thought in my head of what you were thinking. Right?
Yeah. It's
and
absurdity.
You took it even further,
it's like
right?
the same. Yeah. It's absurdity that like I wish that I could there's other topics that could be done like that are just absurd that it's like overused words or whatever. But I haven't been able to hit the same type of like virality because it's not the same
it's
like
not easy.
Pressing of the button. Yeah, it's not. So
and
I just
also Web3 is full of weird stuff that you can make fun of. But the problem is things go so fast, and those weird stuff is what people are trying to make money off of. So it's hard for them to like to think of humor because they're so focused. But so that's when you kind of have to go harder. That's why your Web3 women's panel thing went hard as fuck. That's what makes it so funny. It wasn't just like, oh, it kind of stupid. You're like, what? You were like, huh?
What?
They do what?
What?
Huh? They do that? That's what they do? Like, that to me is what humor is. When you see it, when you hear something, you're like, huh? And that, dude, when I'm in the chats, you'll see in the Gay Me Girls chat, all the chats, I'm always just like making fun of everything. I'm like, really? Because I feel like almost everybody's responses are like half baked. They're like half what they say and half just like what everyone else says. Like it's just not. They're afraid to be unique a little bit, or they don't know how, or if they do, they're just bad at it. It just feels weird and cringy. And the whole thing is that like when you do improv or comedy or react to things, your first rule is listening and paying attention to them. It should feel like I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm trying to make you laugh along with me, right? But I will poke at you when I'm doing it because I'm trying to make you laugh with me. I'm giving you attention because I like you. I wouldn't be here talking to you unless I wanted to be here with you, right?
Right.
But people just they have that turned around where they feel they have to be there because they want to be there to like either get attention or get money. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I'm here. But if I'm here with you, I'm here because I want to fucking be here and let's have a great fucking time, right? That's the feeling that we should have of like, fuck everybody, we're here. This is cool. I mean, I don't have to say it like that, but
I think that
and that's
like,
part of the reason I love the
something...
Gay Me Girls. Because the Gay Me Girls, we just make jokes all day long.
It's the best. Yeah, I feel like there's other things that I could make fun of, just like even right now with all of the hype, no pun intended or whatever, but like all the hype with abstract, like there's got to be a joke there somewhere where it's like everyone's sort of scrambling to be the top streamer. Like there has to be
everybody's just doing random stuff that they have no idea what they're doing and they're just trying to be the top streamers. And well, one joke that happened the other day is I was streaming and I had been the #1 person for like a long time. And sometimes I would move out of it with the little teddy bear with the lo-fi music or something. And then a couple girls started streaming where they would kind of show like their whole upper body. You can kind of see like their boob action. And they just shot right up and started getting like tips like nobody's business. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a funny joke, right? Or whatever. And they even had the little ticker where it's like, if you donate this much, I'll do a dance or whatever. And I was like, how far are we going to go down the Twitch? Are they going to be in hot tubs next or whatever? Right. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
probably.
But if you looked, what's funny is that I made a joke about how if you looked at my stats, I was like #2 to the teddy bear, which is not even a real person. He's just like lo-fi hip hop music playing on a loop. Right.
Right.
So I'm the #1 actual person. So I'm not even #1. And then below me is those two girls. And it went from like 1,000 tips, then I had like 890, and then the two girls had like 150 or whatever, right? And then they had like the amount of donation money though was like $900. So like I had like 900 donations, but the amount of money was like $100. So it was like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And so like my average donation was like 8 cents, and their average donation was like like $50 or something, right? So it's just like the opposite numbers, and I just thought it was funny, right? Regardless of the situation, I was like, this is kind of how the world is sometimes. Not to say specifically women, but like situations that you're in where like you work your butt off.
It is.
And then this other thing happens. It's relatable to everyone because it's not saying about women specifically, but just any situation you can be in where you're like, I worked so hard. And then all of a sudden this person showed up for 5 minutes and they made like $900, right? Now, humor comes out of like, you just know that's how the world is. This stuff is going to happen. So we make fun of it, right? We just make jokes.
Yeah.
Not to say that certain things are evil or bad, but we just make jokes out of it to like, it's like therapy.
Yeah, that could be really funny, is like making fun of that type of thing where it's like, oh, you did really well on your stream. Like, how did you make so much money? Like, well, I just showed my cleavage, or I don't know. Like, obviously,
that's a little bit too cheesy, right? But like, or like they'll get their whole gaming guild to show up, or like try to do a takeover, and all the nerds, just like an army of nerds, just like surging into like talking about, and then it's just people gaming and hanging out. But I don't know, like it's kind of like we're trying to be Twitch, but it's like we're like the not cool Twitch, but we think we're cool.
Yeah. Right.
And then also they would bring in like a Twitch streamer or somebody that's like a known like guy with a big following, and everyone will be like, oh my God, I can't believe he's here. We got to go hang out with this guy. So it's kind of like all the nerds like praising King Nerd. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy. And you chime in, and this guy that looks like he hasn't taken a shower today. And you're like, this guy has like, he's following on Twitch or whatever. And you're just like, what are we doing here? Like, because everyone's chasing clout, Brooke. Everyone's chasing clout by trying to be associated or around some person that's prominent so they can collaborate with them. And they're like, oh, if I get the King of Nerds on my stream, I'll get the things. So how I make fun of it is that like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get the cool person on, but it'll be like somebody like Ron Burgundy or some like funny thing. Like it won't be like It won't be like a gamer person. Like, why would I want to hang out with a sweaty nerd I don't even know? Like, why? I don't get it. Because he has a lot of followers. No, I want to hang out with, I don't know, whatever. I'll make something up stupid, right? But it's a parody of what people are doing without saying specifically what it is. And therefore, we can all laugh at it because I'm not trying to just like make someone feel bad. It's just a little bit more about the situation, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. Awesome.
Oh, and one version of it,
am
Brooke, is you just do
cooked.
it. You know, I can have like a news channel
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, it's me. And I'm like terrible at my job, but then I just bring on beautiful women. And I'm like, oh, I'm so good at what I do. You know what I mean? Like I take all the credit for being good at journalism and having a TV show. As I literally texted Luana today, I'm like, hey, can I just have like beautiful women that are actually smart on my show? And I'll be like totally terrible and like dumb, but I'll like take, you know, it's like Ron Burgundy, right? I'm like, that'll be funny. Plus, I want to show that women are smart and can deliver the information and be good KOLs or good content creators. And it's like a trick. I'm going to trick you to thinking it's a joke, but then you're actually going to get good information, right?
Yeah, that is the idea. Is like trick them with your funny stuff, and
You
then
lure them in with
hit them
cake.
with
Hey,
the
you want a
smart.
piece of cake here?
Right.
And you're like, by the way, while we're eating
Yep.
that cake, here's some information for you to help, you know.
Right.
Kid stuff,
So
I
funny.
guess. Oh yeah, we have been going a long time, like 2 hours now.
Yeah. I'm cooked, and I need to like go to the bathroom. Like I just need to get some shit done. Literally, no. Yeah, no, this is good. Are you gonna stay streaming? What are you gonna do?
What I'll probably do is switch back on Chad Vader, but there's going to be a thing tonight where every day the Bored Apes are opening up their metaverse thing, the overworld or whatever, to everybody. You don't have to own a Bored Ape, and you can go in there and just see what it's like. So I kind of want to just see what it's like, so I can report on it and be like, hey, this is what's going on inside of there. So anybody can do that.
Yeah.
So I think a bunch of people are going to like stream it, see what's going on. It's a really curious thing because we have almost know nothing about this, and it's been going on for like 2 years now, and we just barely know anything about what's happening.
That is true. I that'll be something good to report on. I've been telling people that I'm going to go live and sort of teach people how to like use the streaming, because a lot of people are like, how do I don't understand. I can't just hit, go live.
Right, like how to do the things and stuff.
There.
And
just how to.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
So like when I put up this whole ruse of being like this idiot person, which I kind of am, but I am like, if people, I can help all kinds of people with like streaming stuff. I even ideas. Like I literally have just a 10 by 10 room I'm in, but I'm like trying to turn into a news studio. Like what kind of, like the idea is like have an idea. You're like, it would be cool if I did this. And then like, how can you hack that together? Like life hack it and make it into something. That's what kind of content creation is. There's no excuses. Just figure it out somehow. And then people love it because they're like, how did they do that? That's kind of cool,
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm with you, sir. I'm with you. Well, I'm going to clip this up and, get some good highlight clips.
Do you need me to say some
and I'm also going to
like buy crypto, get airdrops.
Sure. Airdrops. Go abstract. Yeah. And I'm also going to
Pudgy penguins are good.
Replay. Right.
We like them. We have to say that on officially. It's legally in our contract.
I do. There's still contract. Oh, Doug hype.
How many times can I almost get kicked off the platform? We're at 3 now. Okay. I'm not sure what all
the other
3 are
two?
for. One was for playing the AVAX, like, or the video that had a bunch of AVAX in it. The other was in my profile description, I was like listing. I wanted to start to list the things how you get experience points, because you have to understand, Brooke. When I was the #1 person, I was getting everyone coming in right away asking me the questions of like, how do you do this? How do you get experience point? Like nonstop, right? For like 24 straight hours is just not. A lot of people are not speaking English as their main language, so I was like, I should write it down there because I can't just spend the whole time telling them the same thing over and over and over again. Just you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I put it down there, and then. Well, and the first one was like, if you get experience points from tipping, they're like, well, you can't write that there because it looks like then you're trying to get more tips. And I was like, I can see how you see it that way, but that was literally only there because every single person was asking, how do I get experience from watching you? They were you have to tip to get experience points if you're viewing, right? So I put that in there because I just learned that, and I thought I might be the only person that knew that. I don't know, because I asked Finn. I put that in there. I'm like, because every single person was asking the same question over and over and over again. And imagine
Right.
trying to do a show, and you're instead of doing the show, you're just like answering this question nonstop for hours and hours and hours, right? I don't know what the third
Yeah.
one was. Probably because I swore a lot because I was trying to be funny.
Oh, we're not supposed to swear?
I don't know. You
Ooh.
probably can, but like, I am not sure. Maybe there was something else I did. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Well, I made a
I
little
don't know
promo
either.
video package where I'm drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, and I'm just swearing a lot, and it's like kind of funny that it
Yeah.
pops up on the screen randomly, you know? And I thought it was really funny, but other people might
Yeah.
have thought, I don't know, man, like this is streaming. We're supposed to be like kind of a little bit edgy, you know? They want a little bit of Howard Stern
Yeah.
edginess, right?
Definitely.
But I only
Definitely.
do things if I think they're actually really fucking funny. You know what I mean? If I make myself laugh, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure. But my point is, I was like, hey, man, I'm not trying to like do any like weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Right.
doing my normal thing I do on Twitch, and then like just figuring it out like everyone. But Finn told me, he's like, hey, he's like dude, I really like you and what you're doing and everything. He's just like, these are kind of just the things that we have to watch out for or whatever. You know what I mean? He
Right.
was trying to be
Right.
helpful to me. And I love
Totally.
him. He's really fun. He's
Totally.
fantastic. I'm part of the Finn fam. And I know, and like I said, his job is really hard. He had 37,000 people apply to be a
Yeah.
streamer.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
know.
everyone
It's
on crypto
wild.
Twitter. Like,
And I don't know if people really like they just wanted something. They wanted to be like a
well, they
part of
want to
something.
get
Do they
XP,
really
and
want
they
to
know they
stream?
can get XP from streaming. So, do you remember when I said
Right.
airdrops? Everything is airdrops now. If you ain't doing airdrops, you should not even be in Web3 at all, because
Agreed.
look, the Pudgy Penguin said, like, hey, if you show up and stream here, we'll give you experience points towards a thing, some kind of thing. And literally 37,000 people have signed up to be a streamer. Do you know how many people were
Yep.
streamers? Actually, like real streamers, like for real, like actually streamed in Web3, like they actually had done it before at least once. I'm guessing like less than 200 people, maybe 300 people actually are like
Guaranteed.
streamers, right?
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Or I
Guaranteed.
mean, and you might even be including people that just kind of did it a couple of times. Oh, I'm going to try this out and see if whatever, right? But they're not
Right.
like actual, like, this is kind of what I do. And so you've got 36,000 people that are like trying to figure out what streaming is, what I should do. They're just trying to get XP. And maybe they'll, and I'm like, hey, if you want to be a streamer, I'll teach you stuff. Cool, do it. It's cool. I like content creators, but imagine being Finn where he has 37,000 people. And he's like,
That's
all these
just
37 people,
wild.
1,000 people are awesome. We're going to get you all whatever, right? But they can't
Yeah.
have that many people on their platform. I don't think their servers could handle like that many people right away, right? Like that would be.
But you're right about the like airdrops. I didn't even realize I had one with Venice AI. So I saw their post and was like, oh my God, I've been using Venice forever. I go there and there's like $2,000 worth of airdrop. I'm like,
Nice.
I did nothing but use their platform.
Yep.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. That is the way to go. If you see a way to like accumulate points by doing something, like absolutely do that thing, whatever it is. But I love you. I appreciate you doing Cook with Doug and Brooke, and we'll do this again sometime. And yeah, I'm glad that.
What would you have?
I'm glad
Well, how would you summarize our cooking, like the cooking experience that we have here? We turning up
we
the
cooked
heat pretty hard?
entertainment. We turned up the heat.
We turn up the heat. A souffle. We bake a cake. I don't know.
You could bake a cake, but
I might.
Your video is so much better than mine. Do you have like a camera doing that?
Yeah. This is a Sony A7S III, so it's like one of the best you can get, and it's got the G Master lens on it, so it's a very nice filmmaking setup. And I want to do other camera angles and stuff too, or something maybe. But it does a really nice job.
It's good. It's because I travel so much that I like literally bring my microphone and stuff with me. So it's just hard to.
You can also get some ones that sit on your laptop that are pretty good now.
Yeah,
or
that's
like
what I'm thinking I might do. Yeah,
and you can get
that.
like green screens that just go right
but...
behind you too. So like they sit on your
This is
chair.
a green screen.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Oh, I see. No, this one's like a big, like I have to set it up and.
Right. Mine is too. Mine's like on my wall.
Yeah.
So I can even like zoom out a bit and like do dance, and people are like, dance for me, and I'm like, fine, I'll just go over here and I'll just like, like you know, whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
just I like to be silly and have
So
fun, you
good.
know, whatever and everything. So
You're a
and I
silly
gotta compete
dude.
with all these girlies that are dancing on camera. Like I gotta get some good moves in, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, I keep thinking like, you know, do I need to start doing like Gen X thirst traps? Like, you know, I think
That
that
would
I'm
be
out of that
amazing.
phase, you know? Oh
Look
boy,
at
I
you
don't
right now.
know.
You look gorgeous. Your hair looks great. The glasses you wear are like super in style, like 90s
Thank
retro, you know.
you. Very retro. All right, I gotta
You
go
know
eat some
that's
dinner
Brooke, you know
and
that's
deal with my
huge in
kid.
Japan. It's huge in Japan. Like women that are like 30s, 40s or whatever. Like they have like
Yeah.
you know how they have bars in Japan where there's like the girls that look like hentai girls or anime girls. There's also
Yes.
ones with like Gen X ladies that are like, you know, like kind of, you know, pretty whatever, but they're like full on human adults, you know what I mean? Where they can have real conversations with you. So that's like a very popular thing in Japan.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, the
Maybe
guys like
I'll
that.
start streaming in Japan.
I'm just saying that like being Gen X is awesome and dope. You know what I mean?
Being
Like
Gen
being
X is awesome.
a full person that you can have a discussion with and be like, dude, I go to events all the time, Brooke, where there's people walking around, men and women that are super attractive, and no one wants to even talk with them. They have no, they don't say anything. They can't have like just a
Right.
human discussion. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's true. It's so true.
It's really
All right, I'm ending
it's really
stream.
cool. We're getting out of here.
I love you. Okay, I'm getting out of